fears failure.
But yeah, let's continue.
Slice of life anime of the year, whack ass dress up darling, #1.
How is Dress Up Darling whack?
I honestly don't like it.
It's just a cosplayer who teases her boyfriend.
Yeah, that's just nothing but incel fuel.
Incel fuel?
Wow! That anime is whole incel fuel. Let's be real on that.
Incel fuel? Really? Even though he probably fucks the girl at the end?
Probably. I didn't finish it.
I wouldn't say this is incel. I'll say this is anti-otaku stuff because, like, no, it's waifu. It's honestly a waifu anime. Let's all be real. This is made for like the character to attach the viewer to attach itself to the main character, since the main character is like socially awkward and shit. But my theory still stands about anime.
Incel fuel.
Wow. So socially awkward people are incels? Wow. Dang. Go ahead, King.
No. That's not what I'm 100% saying.
Dang.
That's not what I'm 100% saying.
You hear that, socially awkward boys? You better man the fuck up.
Yeah. Hey. Whoa. Ew. Yeah. Pop me a perk and I got the whole wallet. Met her drip like faucet. She let me do what I want cause I'm bossy. She let me do what I want cause I'm awesome. Kylie beat, awesome, Jocelyn. We gon' get married like Nas and Khalees. We gon' break up just like Nas and Khalees. Bombings on my legs, Nikes on my feet. You gon' pay my motherfucking fee. I'm gon' paint her motherfucking feet. We gon' live amongst the elite. They came a long way from hanging in trees. My bitch hair long, look at her weave. All a nigga had to do was believe. Can I have some pussy, bitch, please? Can I have some time to myself, bitch, leave? Been going through some shit, can a nigga just grieve? Damn it, hoe, that's a new pet peeve. Thumb in her whole red bitch like sleeve. Chain on my neck, got cocaine on my necklace. Been in LA too long, I'm reckless. Yo, ex-girlfriend on my checklist. I don't never know who the fuck I'm texting. Ew, stop hitting me up. Get off my dick, nigga, get off my nuts. Hop on my dick, baby, show me some love. Start my nut, girl, freeze my cum. Might propose, might crease my ones. Pipe her lungs, won't bite my tongue. Pop her ass, I pop my gun. I already know you wanna have my son, yeah. Ay. Pop me a perk and I got the whole wallet. Met her drip like faucet. She let me do what I want cause I'm bossy. She let me do what I want cause I'm awesome. Kylie beat, awesome, Jocelyn. We gon' get married like Nas and Khalees. We gon' break up just like Nas and Khalees. Bombings on my legs, Nikes on my feet. You gon' pay my motherfucking fee. I'm gon' paint her motherfucking feet. We gon' live amongst the elite. They came a long way from hanging in trees. My bitch hair long, look at her wig. All a nigga had to do was believe. Can I have some pussy, bitch, please?
Can I get some pussy? I'm begging. All of my friends, some fellas. Shawty told me I'm the devil. Jagged edge, we walked out of heaven. Don't leave the crib without my weapon. These niggas snitch like, ooh, I'm telling. She like moves, I show her belly. Put my dick inside her belly. White bitch, she gon' dance like Ellen. Imagine that, just like John Lennon. Imagine all the bitches throwing that ass on me. Ooh wee. I'm impressed by how she wallin'. Shoot my shot like Rashi Wallace. Strapped up with that whatchamacallit about to
Pop me a perk and I got the whole wallet. Met her drip like faucet. She let me do what I want cause I'm bossy. She let me do what I want cause I'm awesome. Kylie beat, awesome, Jocelyn. We gon' get married like Nas and Khalees. We gon' break up just like Nas and Khalees. Bombings on my legs, Nikes on my feet. You gon' pay my motherfucking fee. I'm gon' paint her motherfucking feet. We gon' live amongst the elite. They came a long way from hanging in trees. My bitch hair long, look at her wig. All a nigga had to do was believe. Can I have some pussy, bitch, please? Bitch, please.
gonna give you no break. Not even your eyes, you're not give you no breaks. Hey, hey, bad boys, what you gonna do? Or what you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? Or what you gonna do when they come for you?
Cops is filmed on location with the men and women of law enforcement. All suspects are innocent until proven guilty in a court of law.
ご覧のスポンサーの提供でお送りします。
You so fucking precious when you smile. Hit it from the back and drive you wild. Girl, I lose myself up in those eyes.
Let's do this, bitch.
参る。
No damage, let's go! Take that!
Ignoring him and whatnot, and he's all like, I lost a few pounds, and she looks at him, she looks up from her phone for like a second, and then looks back into her phone and doesn't really give a shit.
Wow, she doesn't or he doesn't?
Luna doesn't give a shit.
Wow, Luna, why she gotta be such a dog?
The fuck?
Best pun ever. Don't call her a bitch, call her a dog.
Damn it!
One lonely evening alone home, end up with carpal tunnel syndrome. It might seem
Coming soon to...
You've just seen clout in action.
Why? Because fuck them, that's why.
Stupid faggot little cocksucker!
Hi. Main system activating combat mode.
It's always a privilege to spit with laws. I'm a reality speaker, forget the cause. I learned how to teleport to reach the Mars. When you want this and that. Get him up, let him get up, let him get up, let him get up.
Jerked you off at super speed so it's...
Working.
It might seem ill, feeling to be a dream guy.
ご覧のスポンサーの提供でお送りしました。
You gonna say I like Gordon?
If you don't like English voices, why do you read manga in English, bitch?
Aren't you trying to read
You're just too
Japanese
lazy
for
to learn
years? Hey, what up, y'all? I know it's been a cool minute since I've been doing reaction streams and whatnot, but today I chose to be lazy, and now since I'm so deep into this drama rabbit hole, we have to watch a video on Tech Review Tech USC by June the King, who used to do a lot of videos of Rise and Fall and stuff like that, or like the Rise and Fall, like other videos, everything. So yeah, I'm reacting to this shit live. Well, not live because it should come out like what 3 hours ago? Hold on. Yeah, 3 hours ago or whatnot. Bro, it's so goddamn hot. I took a shower and everything, and I'm still fucking melting. I hate it here. I really do. But yeah, let's react to this shit. It's like damn near an hour 30. And yeah. So basically, what I know from what Tech USA is, Review Tech USA, he used to review like a lot of tech, a lot of stuff or whatnot. Hey, what up, Akumatron? Doomcoon. Please don't call me Doomcoon. I will mute you. No, I'm kidding. What up, fam? I'm so sweaty, dude. Why you gotta be so hot? What's today's weather? Hold on. I know it's like 80 something. 80 shouldn't be this hot. Yeah, he falling from grace. Today's weather. I'm a soft dog myself. 84 degrees? What the fuck are the clouds? I should just fill up my jug with more water. This is gonna be this fucking hot all day. But no, I'm only gonna be streaming this, and later I'm probably gonna play a video game or whatnot. It's not gonna be Street Fighter, but yeah. What the fuck? What was that just now? What was that just now? Hold on. What was that to redeem just now? Nani the fuck? LOL. I just got done power walking. I can't power walk in the summer. It has to be in the winter. Like, I will only exercise in the winter because, like, even though it's cold and shit, I'd rather do that in it hot because heat irritates the fuck out of me mentally and physically because I'm fat.
Review Tech USA is a tragic case, one of instability where both ends of the emotional spectrum play against them.
Because you're dumb, and your kids will be dumb. You don't come to a stream for someone else's baggage. You know what I mean?
These extreme reactions are coming out at the lowest point of his channel, which previously released highly relevant, low-effort videos taking service-level glances at gaming news or subjects parallel to gaming, though this is no longer the case. Now Rich's focus is on streaming and producing music to little avail. He's either too subdued by intoxicants, where dead air and awkward pauses fill his streams, or sober and anxious, lashing out at those he feels have wronged him, like his former editor, Jay.
You're the sidekick everywhere you go. You couldn't cut it. That's why you became my editor.
Rich's self-destruction has also unearthed a history of doxing. Poor research that at one point had the former president of Sony call him stupid, and a history of lies and drama that were almost forgotten, but are coming back to form a rich history of failure. In late 2009, a channel named Review Tech USA began uploading. This was Rich Masucci's, an American man with a tech background, second attempt at YouTube. Uploaded was video after video of video game consoles spanning virtually all console generations, from the Atari 2600 to the then modern Xbox 360. These were off the cuff, simple overviews of the consoles where Rich of Review Tech USA often interjected his own stories with the devices. The same could be said about his other videos that range widely on topics.
Wait, woman on the telephone? What is that?
This one was playing into a stereotype that women enjoy being on the phone longer. This video, though titled Is Steve Jobs Dying?, was really about Rich's experience with Apple products and the history of Apple. Those looking to find facts would scarcely find it on.
Ugh, you can see how he's trying to go to like different thumbnails and stuff like that to see what give him more views.
This channel. This could work to Rich's benefit. While he was not very keen nor uniquely knowledgeable of the products he was reviewing, he was very opinionated and confident in what he was saying. This means he had much to say and many videos to make, evident by his catalog.
I wish I had that kind of confidence, you know, just to like say what I wanted to say and stuff like that. I gotta bring up chat. Chat, come here. Yes.
And after about a year or so of content creation, his beliefs had become established. Rich was a fan of console gaming, believing it was superior because of its ease of access and affordability against PC's customizability that also lends to its complexity.
Dude, I want this kind of case. It's all roomy and shit. Like, the case that I have for my PC is fine, but like, I could put extra fans in here.
Taking a side in this never-ending debate meant that his opinions resonated with those that preferred consoles, and those audience members would become easier fans of Rich. But the same could be said about the opposition, all of which could be found inhabiting the same tech space. Blackbuster Critic, or B.
Blackbuster Critic. Why does he have a Lupin? Nigga look like a Lupin character, but nah, that's Attack on Titan.
BBC for short, was a creator that pushed PC gaming over consoles. This, in late 2010, eventually led to a light feud between the two, and an online debate hosted by the BBC.
So I'll let you have the post first, or the stand, or the soapbox, or whatever the hell you want to call it, and then we'll go from there.
What do you want me to talk about first?
state the case of why, PC gaming is superior for everybody.
After about an hour-long debate, Rich concedes.
I'll be the first to admit that he owned me.
All right.
I'm saying it. I'm the man right here saying it. So, you all have a good holiday, and I will even.
What is this at Ustream? What is Ustream? Oh wait, I remember what Ustream is now, but didn't that come like a video site? Because Ustream is when they like, Ustream is like the daily motion of like of streaming, right?
I'm owned. I will still put this video up on my YouTube channel because they wouldn't be right of me not to do it. So. Have a good one, man. It was great talking with you. And everyone...
While things were cordial between BBC and Rich, they were not exactly friendly. At least not in the same sense of the channels that were promoting Rich's channel on their own YouTube pages like 3 Kilobytes, specifically Mike and Jay.
And I'm Jason for 3 Kilobytes. My last name is Hoof, and I like to build houses in Minecraft.
Whenever Rich hit a milestone, like a subscriber goal or obtaining YouTube partnership, which meant he could earn ad revenue from his YouTube videos, he made sure to thank these channels.
They've helped me out big time, especially Jay. I communicate with him the most, and thank you so much, man. Honestly, the reason I hit 1,000 subs, the second half of it is mostly due to his help. And of course, as many of you know, because probably like 80% of the subscriptions have been from them, is 3 Kilobytes. All of them, of course, but especially Jay and Mike. Honestly, my channel is where it is because of what Jay, Mike, and Kat have done to promote me.
By 2011, things were going well for Rich.
Yeah, man, I wish I started all the way back then. I probably have a bigger fan. No, I'll probably be at the same thing where I'm at. Because I started like, what, 2016, 2015? I'm still here. But no, like a lot of these people who already have like established fan base started like years ago. Like a whole 10 years ago, which is cool. I wish I would have started 10 years ago, but I was told like, black people don't do that kind of thing. So yeah.
Not only was he earning some revenue from his channel, he was remaining somewhat consistent and fair with his losses, going as far to release a video titled, "I Can't Defend Consoles Anymore."
Right now, folks, I know a lot of people are going to jump below and write comments saying they can't build a PC, or it's too hard, or it's too technical. No, it's not.
This was inspired by the infamous hacking of the PlayStation Network that effectively brought the online services down for months. Though he did not abandon the videos on the debate, as this was still one of the largest draws of his channel. These were alongside clickbait videos that were presented outwardly as his research, to then be revealed that Rich was reading from a singular article while interjecting some of his opinions. His channel covered a wide range of topics, now even adapting the commentary tropes of the time, like commentary over footage of an unrelated game. Because
a lot. To be honest, I really I remember Tech USA has like doing a whole drama thing or whatnot and covering like gaming news after a certain point. But recently he became like a locale, and we all know what a locale is already, right? Cause the spiraling down was like between COVID and now, I think. I could be wrong, cause like even though I was aware Tech USA and all that stuff, I don't know. To be honest, I don't really know when it started. I just know it was like I just know it's like right before COVID is when he started like becoming like a locale or whatnot, or people started like taking his shit as like, oh, why are you like acting like this or whatnot. It's so weird too, cause like he didn't cover drama like that until like recently, cause like I know he had an obsession with like DSP and stuff like that. Who is a person who I'm watching through the detractors and everything, because like I'm not going to support his content. But like yeah, man, that's how I remember it or whatnot. And yeah, I get up and get something. No, I don't know what locale is. So a locale is somebody who is somebody you could milk for like memes and farm like content from. But it's usually like towards the teetering of like bullying somebody or making fun of somebody while online or whatnot. And it's usually a person is like who's being bullied is like not self-aware of his own shit, or it's like too narcissistic, or it's like DSP or like other things or whatnot. Like Chris Chan is considered a locale. Boogie 2998 is considered a locale. I think Ethan considered locale, but like I don't know. Not Ethan is here. I'm talking about HGH because like. Oh, okay. Yeah, fucking there's a lot of things that are considered like locale-ish or whatnot. I could be considered locale, but like I'm not that stupid to like fall into that trap. So like usually it's like people who are like it's like people who are like think. It's like fuck, I really can't explain this shit, even though I watched a bunch of locales. But no. Usually locales are people who think they are like better than others or who are entitled to a bunch of shit or whatnot, even though they don't barely do the work.
Because of the undistilled nature of this channel, his views were hardly consistent. Most videos hovered around 5,000, but some reached hundreds of thousands of views. With Rich increasing his output to now nearly a video a day in late 2012, his views were slowly but surely starting to pick up. Being that he did a face reveal that same year meant that in 2013 he did not shy away from creating vlogs. But Rich was unsatisfied with the equipment he was using. The camera specifically was not HD and had a very low frame rate, and if he did make more vlog-style videos, he could negate the possibility of copyright claims that came from using gameplay footage. What Rich wanted was
at the time, because when gameplay was first being like posted online or whatnot on YouTube, there was a lot of DMCA issues with it because like it was either with the music, with some of the gameplay, and other things.
New high-definition camera. This is what inspired the video I Need Your Help, which has long since been removed from his channel but archived the third-party compilations that demonstrate how catastrophic not so much this video was, but the endless responses and poor handling of what should have been a simple situation.
Yes, I know I'm going to be called an e-beggar no matter what I say.
Oh, also, e-beggar will turn into a locale.
I'm doing this with a twist that no one else has done because I don't just want your friggin' money. I really don't. I honestly don't. What do I need? I need a camcorder for the show, straight up. Using gameplay footage, I'm constantly dealing with getting copyright claims on my videos.
Rich goes on to explain how he would avoid the title e-beggar by donating the $500, which is the amount he was seeking for the camcorder, a year after he receives the funds to a charity of his audience choice. What's more, if the donation goal is exceeded, he will refund any of that excess money. This is overly complicated. Even for 2013 YouTube that was less accepting of creators petitioning for money or earning it through sponsorships, the depths that Rich was going to just avoid being called an e-beggar, something only the smallest sections of his audience would even care about, exposed that as an insecurity and point that he could easily be pressured by, easily trolled from.
The only people that pissed me off, even though I expected it, is when people said they don't...
I didn't know about any of this. I don't know. If e-begging would mean you have to constantly e-beg and shit like that. You have to like go like every other stream you're begging for money for this and that, which what DSP does and everything, right? Because that's an example that I could use for this because like, they almost mirror each other. With e-begging, you would have to ask, be like, hey man, I need this $20 so I could pay my phone bill or whatnot. Even though my phone bill is higher than $20, I need that $20, so I hope I get like a $20 donation for my phone bill and everything like that, even though my phone bill is more than $20. That's an example for like e-begging or whatnot, right? You just like asking your fans for money instead of them just giving it to you just so they will support you. You will end up giving out situations like the one Tech USA just did to receive that kind of money or whatnot. And that's what a lot of no lie, I might e-beg for a PS5. If you're gonna do that shit, you gotta be smart. None of these people who e-beg online are not smart, you know. They don't know how to actually beg.
Donated, and I would see like the same small group of trolls like going around and attacking people.
It did not take long for Rich to get that money via donations. He even bought a cheaper camera that was about $140 less than expected. But he made the mistake of addressing the trolls and the BBC.
So I went out and bought
the BBC,
a new tool, a Sony HDR 260V. And let me tell you right now, it is a phenomenal camera. And I bought this with my own money. How about that?
That was a Blackbuster critic. While he did not mention Rich or Review Tech USA by name, he did expose the criticisms that he knew bothered Rich. This was bait, and Rich readily took it.
It's your old buddy Rich from Review Tech USA, or...
No, don't fall for the bait, no. Oh no. No. He fell for the trap. He got lured. No. He wasn't ready.
Review Bank USA. You've had some colorful things to say about me. Let's just do it the good old-fashioned way and debate it live on Skype and see how it goes. The offer's on the table, buddy. Hopefully you accept.
Not only did Rich flub this situation by taking the bait, he also challenged the BBC to a debate, which the BBC...
Yo, here the BBC is hilarious. Rich got fucked by BBC. He did.
He readily accepted.
What I said could be applied to a lot of people. But this one particular person personally came to my video and was talking trash. And if you want to come out and Skype me and debate like you say you do, and I know plenty of things, plenty of questions to ask you, which you're going to goof up on. Just like in our last debate, how I led you by the hand like a child encountering your own points.
Damn, he's talking mad shit.
That's what's going to happen again.
This debate did not come as Rich failed to show, but he did release a video showing that he did purchase the camcorder and did not pocket the donations. While the BBC continued to respond, what was more important...
Okay, so he didn't pocket the donations, right? He gave it back, right? So he's fine then. All he needed was a camera. He received his goal or whatnot, and he should be fine, right? But no, there's more. There's always more to this shit. Now, I haven't watched this video at all. I'm just guessing there's more. But no, if somebody's true to their word, especially when it comes to like something like e-begging or whatnot, right? If they end up like giving back whatever went over or everything like that, then you should be fine. So I want to know what's the fucking issue now? Damn, BBC was going balls deep. Rich couldn't take it no more. He was like, it's in too deep. The tip's in my colon.
Was that Rich's responses and continually addressing this drama was inviting more and more trolls that Rich was responding to.
Huntmaster Flex, everyone out there who's deeply concerned about what I'm doing, you need to, don't go into the whole thing, I'm trolling, I'm just mind messing with you. You personally messaged me, told me to calm down. It's flattering, bro, it really is. I'm glad, just make a video once in a while proving that you have a life and put a woman in your thumbnail and we'll all be impressed by what you do.
Wow.
Even the video showing the receipts for the donations were directed toward...
Wait. Is Review Tech USA married? Did he have a girlfriend at this time, or he's just saying that shit out loud? Because that's a bold thing to say, especially like if you don't have a girlfriend or anything like that. Be like, don't try to pull the whole jock thing of saying like, oh, you don't even have a girlfriend, so your opinion doesn't matter, type shit. Because that's just gonna blow up in your face, hardcore, like some porn star getting bukkake by like 20 dudes.
His trolls rather than his supporters.
All I can say is, I'll never do it again. I mean, I hope this proves now that I wasn't trying to, scam anybody or do anything under the table or be unethical. And for everyone out there who's going to go into the whole thing now that I was just looking to get a tax break on my taxes, do you really think I would? I didn't even think of that until after people said it. Do you really think I would have went through all this crap to save 30 or 40 bucks over a year from now?
Yes.
It turned out that Rich owning this new camcorder and all the turmoil that Rich invited was for naught.
I like the gameplay footage better. It's more laid back. Don't like 90% of people in the comment section were like, yeah, just keep it gameplay footage and use the camera for other things with Review Tech USA. I'm like, okay.
This information came from a video where Rich announced that YouTube was now his full-time job. Though it grew steadily for the past 3 years, it was not until now that his YouTube channel was outperforming his job in terms of pay. And with all his time placed...
No, keep your job. What are you doing?
you on your off days you record like 3 or 4 videos, then like you upload those videos like once every week. You should be able to post a video. Well, nowadays you could do that because I don't think they had holding videos, because nowadays what you could do is you could upload the video but not publish it right away. You could have that shit published like weeks from now. You could schedule videos or whatnot nowadays, but like, yeah.
In his channel, the results were immediate. Month after month, his views kept doubling as his output of videos increased like never before. Everything increased. His revenue, his views, and the trolls that increasingly targeted Rich.
Okay, real quick, below is my Real Review Tech USA Twitter account. I don't even really like Twitter, but what I found out in my YouTube comment section is someone made a fake Review Tech USA account and was going around saying very, very colorful things on Twitter.
That was only a minute-long video addressing a fake Twitter account, but rants about his trolls kept seeping into videos that hardly needed to involve them.
You're the smartest person on the planet. Doesn't matter how well-spoken you are, anything, you are going to deal with trolling, and it is going to get to you.
That was from his 100,000 subscriber thank you video. Discussion of trolls takes up about 1/3 of it.
Wait,
and though Rich states that no one is infallible when it comes to trolling, only
hasn't fucking subscribers? Oops. Did not mean to do that. Y'all guys saw my porn? Oops. I just want to see how many subscribers does he have. He has 1.2 million subscribers.
Only 2 minutes later, he states that he is.
The why trolls don't get to me because I know exactly what their motivation is, and they're pathetic people.
The story Rich is telling is one of a troll that was going through hardship and was taking their frustration out on Rich. From this, he deduces trolls are pathetic, unwittingly inviting their company and encouraging their existence.
Something constructive instead of, hanging out with your wife or girlfriend or family, or you just going out and doing something else. You think it's a better idea to go on the internet to try to aggravate or piss off or insult someone else. That's the lamest excuse I've ever heard. That's the most pathetic thing I've ever heard.
Not everyone that increases their output of content sees increases in adverse effects. But that was exactly what was going on with Review Tech USA still. More strong opinions, news stories that were not as accurate as they should have been, more reasons to dislike him.
Now, I will say the issue I'm about to talk about was resolved, but it was after I screamed like a lunatic and was raging, and it shouldn't have been this way. I was not happy with the customer service I received, and that's why I'm making this video, and I gotta call them out on it.
This was the start of a series of videos that showcased how Rich was at the center of his problems, molding minor inconveniences into something larger, then directing them to his general audience who would typically diagnose Rich as the issue. In this video, Rich discusses an issue with the return of his graphics card, the GTX 770, to the vendor Newegg. Not because there was anything wrong with it, but because he wanted a different card. A slight upgrade, which was the GTX 780. This is an extremely minor upgrade. Regardless, Rich went through with it and sent the card back, including a voucher for Arkham Origins. This, Rich details, was taped to the outside of the card box, not the shipping box. Being that it was still outside, there is a possibility that it was lost when unpackaged at Newegg. For this reason, Rich's refund was initially voided.
As soon as she said she was returning the item to me, I saw red. Okay, this is...
Yeah, because you're returning a used fucking product. What do you fucking mean, bro? What the fuck you mean? I understand like it's like broken or something like that, but no, you gonna send it in just because you wanted a fucking slight upgrade? That's crazy.
This is a $450 friggin' card that's being bounced all over the country, and I lost it. I started screaming, "This is fucking bullshit. Are you fucking kidding me? I've been a customer with Newegg for years, and I'm getting an item returned over a piece of paper. I thought everything was, what UPC code are you talking about? This is absolute bullshit. I can't believe I'm being treated like this." And the thing the whole time, she's like, listen, sir, I'm sorry. Listen, sir, I'm sorry. Listen, sir, I understand why you're upset, sir. While I'm screaming, which also irritated me, I'm like, stop talking over me.
Rich goes on to say he did not regret his outburst, and he did get that refund. And even though he got his way in the end, he still believes Newegg is majorly at fault.
The bottom line is that is not a way to treat a customer.
That he's a YouTuber.
While
Newegg
did incorrectly avoid the return, it was Rich's demeanor and rage at a service employee that was not responsible for the mishap that displeased his audience. Additionally, this was seen as boasting, with Rich likely seeing himself as someone who was stalwart in the refund he deserved rather than tearing down an employee who was restricted from making an equally furious retort, therefore defenseless. The top comment of this video reads, quote, "Don't lose it with frontline personnel. It's not their fault. They get paid a shitty wage to protect their supervisors and managers from the public. Rip into supervisors and managers by all means. That's different." Unquote. The majority of comments echo this sentiment, while others comment about the chaotic harvesting of dirt in the Minecraft footage being played, likely because his brother was responsible for recording the footage. Rich then posted one of the longer negative responses he got onto his Facebook. Not once, but twice. This was only one of the videos that was poorly received in October of 2013. The second was titled PS4/Xbox One Launch Disaster Imminent. Please share.
I got all of this information from very, very reliable sources, okay? I'm just going to call them little birds. I can't even give you their gender, because if you found out any information about them, or if a big company found out any information, they would be screwed and blacklisted, and I would be screwed along with them.
Rich plays into how high profile his source is, and then breaks down all that he was told.
Well, I have some bad news for all the guys who were hating on the Xbox One, but it's going to be 720.
What game is that? Is that Call of Duty? It looks like black, but I'm not sure.
20p on both the PS4 and Xbox One. So what are my thoughts on all this information? Well, I hope the sources that I have are wrong.
There were a few speculations in that video that were on the wilder side. Luckily, Rich got his wish granted. A user sent Rich's video to Shuei Yoshida on Twitter, then the unexpected happened. Yoshida, the president of Sony, responded with 2 words directed at Rich. So stupid. Besides being humiliated by the president of Sony, nothing much happened. Rich did warn of the possibility that the information may not be 100%, and his continued success overshadowed whatever negative attention he got. It took only 6 months after this for him to hit 200,000 subscribers, and like his 100,000 sub video, when discussing his channel, Rich talks quite a bit about trolls and drama. This time the discussion took up about half of the video.
Don't let the drama get to you, because once you go down that path of getting defensive and making videos defending your honor, quote unquote, you're down that slippery slope, and sometimes you can't get back up from it.
To direct entertainment in a way that reflects what the audience wants to see rather than to vindicate the creator is sage advice.
Don't make your personal problems become part of your channel.
Hey, that's what locals usually do.
You can't, man. You gotta keep your personal problems off. And if you're having problems that you just don't feel like making a fucking video, don't make a video.
This is the safest route to content creation. But does Rich have the willpower or stability to follow through?
I took down the Patreon account. And many of you are going to wonder why. Some of you think I was trying to sweep it under the rug, which is another reason why I wanted to make this video, because no. Here, this video is staying up, and people will know that I had a Patreon campaign posted temporarily.
For a period, Rich had a Patreon active in 2014. Its purpose was to make his videos ad-free, but it vanished as quick as it went up.
The second reason, and this is honestly the straw that broke the camel's back, the second reason that I took down my Patreon account.
When did we start getting ads on our videos? Like 2015, 2016? That's when like the apocalypse happened or whatnot?
Is these same people, advertisement videos, like say when I had an unboxing for Dollar Shave Club or Loot Crate, so on and so forth, were the same people who were also complaining about me doing the Patreon campaign. I do a YouTube commentary channel where I comment on news and talk about my opinions and have a fucking blast doing it. And if that pisses you off, that either means one of 2 things. You're delusional or you're jealous. And if you are jealous, you need to get out of the house more.
This video was released
Damn, that's crazy.
only 6 months after his 200,000 subscriber video. It shows that the innocuous claims of e-begging still holds power over him. It also shows that, contrary to the new egg video, he is not stalwart in his beliefs or what he does. This was a major criticism as shown in the comments of this video. Quote, "Please never get involved with politics. What a flip-flop. I am disappointed in you, Rich. I thought you were made of stronger stuff than this. Why take down your Patreon account? Because you're afraid of trolls? Newsflash, trolls will always exist." Unquote.
True. Motherfuckers will not like you no matter what you would do. Don't try to pander to them or give them any thought, you know? Because once you do that, that shows an opening that trolls can fuck with and everything like that. And we learned this from seeing from other people or whatnot.
On that same note, the following month, Rich released a similar video, a parody titled, "A Review Tech USA Hater Tries to Do Gaming News."
Yo, what's going on, man? My name is Steve, and I'm here to expose that fat fuck, that piece of shit, e-begging piece of shit, Review Tech USA, and expose him for the fucking bitch that he is. Alright, so watch how easy it is to do news stories like that fat white Uncle Phil looking motherfucker does. Look, watch how easy it is. So I have an article right in front of me. Okay, this Blizzard donates World of Warcraft pet sales to Ubulu.
In the comments, Rich claims this was a parody for a different YouTuber. Being that Rich has shown himself to react poorly to his own trolls made this video seem in poor taste. The comments are either remarking Rich as brilliant or just childish for releasing this video. Quote, "You say that don't give trolls what they want or just ignore the haters, and then you make this."
Hey, Kumbatron, how long have you been watching Review Tech USA?
"I like your videos, but this was just pathetic." Unquote. This was on top of exposing the ease of reading articles as the center of his job, but in the parody he was framing it as difficult. This was not a good look. It was only a few days later that Rich received 2 troll copyright strikes claiming that they owned the explosion Rich used in his intro.
Wow.
It was clear it was a troll because the channel that had reported him had clips of the BBC debating Rich.
The video is now gone because they got caught with their pants down. They probably deleted it right away, which, sad day for you, is that even when you delete a video, YouTube still has it in their database. So when this claim goes through, and this counterclaim goes through, they're going to look into that. They deleted the video, though, so no one could see it.
As an additional response, Rich directs his viewers to his second channel, seen in the description. As Rich periodically addressed his trolls and gave them more power, they continued to grow and expand their list of tactics. In around 2015, they clung on to possibly the strangest campaign of trolling they'd ever use. One that's absurdness attracted those joining for the humor and the absurdity, and others that saw it as a true calling.
Hello, comrades. I would like to present the Big Cheese Anthem. I encourage you to keep hitting the channel and fighting for Big Cheese.
He thought that he could get away with taking $200 from Big Cheese.
This is Big Cheese reporting in. I want you guys to stop trolling, the guy that did me wrong.
I decided to do the decent thing. I made a change.org petition to have Review Tech USA's sponsor Hawk.
Stop messaging me saying to stop something that I had nothing to do with at all.
That's crazy.
I had nothing to do with it.
Come at me, because what I'm doing is 100% legal.
This outcry against Rich, circa 2015, was because of a deal that went wrong between content creator Big Cheese and Rich. As Rich had begun taking sponsors for his videos, Big Cheese inquired about a spot for his channel. Their prior deal involved a laptop and things went smoothly. Continuing their dealings, Big Cheese then sent Rich a desktop. The deal was for 3 sponsor spots a week for what was assumed to be 6 months and an additional $200 payment made to Big Cheese in December 2014. There were issues with the computer's CD drive, but both parties were happy to continue the deal.
Today's video was brought to you by Big Cheese's YouTube channel. For gameplay reviews, gaming music, and vlogs, subscribe to Big Cheese VG. Link below in the description.
This was the only placement for Thanksgiving week. Already, Rich had failed the promise of 3 sponsors a week. That's when Big Cheese reached out, inquiring what happened. Rich states that the holiday has somehow affected his ability to add placements. Big Cheese shook it off and was pleased to find that Rich was...
No. There's something called pre-recording that you can do, especially for ads. I did it. I know other people who did it, whatnot. You do pre-records and you put those edits in the beginning or the end of your video. Rich, what the fuck are you doing? You already did the recording already. You don't have to do that shit live. Just do a record. You know what? Hindsight is 2020. Let's continue.
Adhering to their deal to 3 sponsors the following week, but that was it. Even though the 10th of December had come, Rich was reluctant to deliver those $200, instead offering Big Cheese an additional 6 months of promotion. That, or he sends the PC back, which Big Cheese would have to pay the shipping for. Either way, Rich made it clear he was not getting the agreed upon $200, emphasizing that other companies would pay him thousands for the sponsorship spots and that it was not worth his time. The conversation then devolved alongside the deal. Big Cheese made the statement that Rich was going back on his word, which Rich refuted. As Big Cheese would find, attacks on Rich's character was a sore spot.
But when I said something about that financial crisis, when I tell you he flipped on me, he went ham. Cue it. First off, no financial crisis. Secondly, I don't give a shit to keep the machine and pay out money I don't need to. That's called being smart. You get back your product.
Okay, don't fuck with a nigga and his money, alright? pay a nigga his money, deadass.
And there's no contract. You seem like a man who was broke and desperate since we are calling out people's financials, but sadly that's not my problem. So before I say something really nasty, bite your tongue. You get your computer and take virtually no financial loss except shipping. You know, the half-working computer you sent me. Don't get smart with me, boss, because I'm not in the mood. Let me know what you want to do.
After a lengthy back and forth with threats of litigation in the conversation, Rich posted this on his public Facebook. But only Big Cheese at the time knew who it was directed at.
I'm a nice guy, but I'm not a pushover, and if you try to screw me over business-wise, I will legally stomp you and smile while doing it. Just a word of advice. Rich, bruh, you're playing the victim once
again. Yo, that beat goes hard, though.
Again, you are a victim, an emotional victim.
This was all compiled in Big Cheese's video calling Rich out for going back on his word. Rich, rather than pay those $200 and diffuse the building tension, uploads his own video to counter Big Cheese.
So you get back anything, you lose no money minus shipping, and you get months upon months of free advertising, and you're trying to turn this into me being like a scandalous thief? Go to hell, dude. This is the last video I'll make on it. I don't care who else makes responses. I know people. I was going to keep this private like it should have been, but since you wanted to make it into a shit show, so be it. I'm sure this is going to be an e-drama thing that everyone's going to jump on the bandwagon with, but this is the only video I will make about it.
Without any encouragement from Big Cheese himself, this disagreement alone birthed the Big Cheese Crusaders. Random users that...
Yeah, the Big Cheese Crusaders is so weird.
that formed under this drama in order to go after...
You see, why can't we do this for, like, greater things? Like, people love to do this shit for, like, trolling and shit like that. I always find that shit weird. Like, we could be doing this for better things than just trolling some random dude on the internet who's probably gonna become, like, a scumbag later on in the future. But, like, the way how the internet gets together to shit on one person is crazy.
Rich in whatever ways they could. Rich saw only a glimpse of the chaos to come and buckled under the pressure.
I paid Big Cheese, and I guess I do owe him an apology. Even though I was willing to send back the product, I guess he was depending on the money that I was going to send him, and it kind of blindsided him.
Though the feud was ostensibly over, in reality it had shifted between fans and detractors of Rich, some still under the Big Cheese Crusaders. Whenever Rich would slip up in a video, they were certain to catalog it.
I actually truly feel that I owe Anita Sarkeesian an apology. Here's what I mean. Mr. Repzion, he's a pretty big channel on YouTube.
Videos like Rich's apology to the highly disliked Anita Sarkeesian over threats she was receiving, or just an ill-informed video about how DirectX 12 compatibility works. Comments disparaging Rich would soon become the least of his worries, as he knew hell would overshadow them all. Around April of 2015, a channel going under Review Hell USA was persistent in the ruination of Rich, seeking to affect not only his reputation, but also cancel his convention showings and successfully scared away his sponsors. Though it looked like this person wasn't the only one interested in threatening Rich beyond what was typical.
This is when shit goes too far.
I hate when people have profile pictures like this, because this is how, like, racist people all see black people or whatnot. I hate shit like this. I don't even know if this is edited or not.
I deal with trolling on a daily basis. I deal with nonsense on a daily basis. I've been DDoS attacked or denial of service attacked on Twitch, so on and so forth. But the message that you're seeing here, the still, is a message that I received on Facebook. When you threaten me is when shit gets real.
The purpose of this threat was to both scare Rich and cancel his convention showing. But as Rich draws on, a claim he makes about the advice given from law enforcement is not so believable.
So I actually asked the officer if I should make a video about what happened, and he said, yeah, it would be a good idea. It could give us more information and could help us get a lead quicker. So I'm actually asking you guys for some help.
It was this line that had viewers questioning if Rich was lying. This sentiment was shared on Drama Alert that was reporting the story.
Now, Tech USA said that he went to the police and the police told him to make a video so people try to find this person. It seems like a little bit of a stretch. I'm not the only one that thinks it's a stretch. A lot of people have been uploading videos to YouTube claiming that this is just a hoax for exposure.
Whatever the case, Rich on his Facebook was firing back, claiming that the trolls that went after him will be made an example of. Quote, how this shit is handled on the internet has to be changed, and I'm gonna make that change happen. They know I have info and are scared, and they should be. The anonymity of the internet should not be a safe haven for harassment. Unquote. Those seeking Rich's demise were confident, enough so that they came forward claiming that they were the ones that sent the threat.
Okay,
we have Lizard Squad here today, and we also have Review Tech USA.
And here comes the gnome.
You guys make the death threat. Why did you get him kicked from this event? Don't you think that's going too far?
No, it wasn't going too far. It was actually our associate Daryl Boot who called up too many games and told them basically what would happen if he attended the event.
Whether it was from the infamous hacking group, Lizard Squad, Review Hell USA, or any other of Rich's trolls, his harassment only escalated as more users were coming out to attack him, which Rich continued to address. Little did they know, Rich was more than willing to sink to their level.
The thing is, you not address your trolls. That's how trolls and bullies get you on the internet. If you address them, they'll fuck with you. Stop this.
Okay, so the sponsor that came up to me fairly recently, and I'm excited as hell that we're working together, is called shadowsgovernment.com. These guys work with digital forensics, online psychological criminal profiling, and the one I'm going to be talking about the most, okay, is cyber criminal investigation.
Shadow's Government was a self-proclaimed white hat hacker. These are deemed ethical hackers who try to expose security vulnerabilities for the companies or individuals they serve or take contracts with. As much as anonymity is valued.
I would rather be a gray hat hacker than a white hat hacker. Because, like, usually white hats do it for a job. Gray hats do it just because, you know, they want to find out shit and they're bored. But black hats or real hack, well, I don't want to say real hackers because, you know, a white hat is better than a black hat in my opinion. But, black hats are like those people who just want to fuck around and like have other people find out, or like fuck around and like make some shit or whatnot, right? A lot of black hats do it for like what I was told, for like the fun of it and everything like that. And like sometimes it's malicious, sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's to sell shit to like other people to get free money.
In this space, Todd Nicely, the person behind Shadow's Government, wasn't so anonymous.
Todd Nicely was arrested after impersonating a doctor at Somerset Community Hospital. But he says there's more to the story. Todd was a patient when he wondered just how secure the hospital is, both physically and technically. He runs an online conglomerate of computer hackers from all over the world called Shadows.
As it was quickly found out, Nicely also had several criminal convictions, mostly related to drug possession and driving, whether it be under the influence or with a revoked license. Rich had promoted a convicted criminal for reasons that soon became apparent when Shadows sent out a bounty.
Okay, he probably didn't even know.
Quote, Shadows putting out a bounty on their heads. Easy money. Announcement. $200 for dogs on the following. Big Cheese Crusaders bullshit group. They usually go by Review Hell USA, Review Mussolini, or Review something or other. Unquote. While this is hard to verify with complete certainty as it only exists through screenshots and videos, there is other information that has yet to be wiped, like this Facebook post that can still be found on Rich's Facebook. Quote, I would like to think anonymous. iPredator, and Shadow's government for helping me proactively identify and locate Redacted, aka Review Hell USA. Excellent work, and I can't express my gratitude enough." Unquote.
Here is what happened with that. I forgot about it. I swear on my son I forgot about it. I wouldn't even mention that in that Twitch video.
Dude, is this his bedroom? If so, this bedroom is shitty, bro.
There was a guy on YouTube who was...
What the fuck is it? Is this a hospital bed? No way this is a fucking hospital bed. That's crazy if it is. No fucking way.
Was bothering my family and I to the point that I had to get authorities involved. I'm not going to go into details. Basically, they threw their hands up and there was nothing they could really do. Someone said, which ended up being him, that I have that guy's information. Maybe this will put a stop to him. So I was like, okay. I mean, I kind of thought it was bullshit, but I'm like, all right, I'll put it out there.
Archived is Rich posting the pastebin of Review Hell USA. Quote, "Someone sent me a possible dox of the psycho that has been relentless on me. I didn't ask for it, and I strongly question its legitimacy. But what the hell? I'm tired of this prick." Unquote.
I never doxed anybody. That was the funny thing. I never looked up anyone's information or did anything to get anybody's information. That was just handed. That is all it was. I personally did not get anyone's information. So, it is what it is.
Rich seems confused on what doxing is. Obtaining information is not doxing. Releasing it is doxing. The severity varies on the intent and widespread of the information. Contrary to popular belief, doxing can be a crime. In the US, it is classified as cyberstalking and is exactly what Rich was doing. Specifically, posting information or spreading rumors about the victim on the internet or hiring private...
I think, doxing in the state of California, I think it's like a federal offense, I think. I'm not entirely sure. I have to look that up.
Investigators. After Rich committed this crime, due to the reaction, he took it down, as explained in this Facebook comment. Quote, "Don't get it. People were freaking out. I wasn't threatening the person in the docs, and I wasn't the one who compiled it. But due to the reaction, I took it down. I really just wanted to see if anyone knew anything." Unquote. Now, late 2015, it turned out that the Big Cheese Crusaders were not only targeting Rich, but also Big Cheese himself. For that reason, Rich uploaded a video with Big Cheese in an attempt to quell the unrest.
And while I was streaming, you know, the BC Crusaders, that's what they call themselves. How the hell you crusading me? But they call themselves the BC Crusaders. They spammed DDoS my Twitch page, a bunch of followers with my home phone number, saying that my wife's a whore and then my mom has cancer, and then says I have your mailing address and stuff like that. So it's been pretty much the cyber harassment, cyber attacking towards me.
What happened with Big Cheese and me, there was a business deal we had. It went sour, but we squashed it within, what would you say, 24 hours of it happening?
Pretty much.
And if we can move on from it, there's no reason for it to keep continuing. And I hope
it's funny how they're still like, you know, collaborating together even after this, because like, dude, that ass was like, man, I stand on that business, but now we're both getting trolled. Like, you know, we gotta stand together on that business, preferably on your back.
Maybe if people realize, oh wow, Rich and Big Cheese have moved on from this, you know, maybe it isn't as big of a deal as people are trying to make it out to be.
The top comments were criticizing Rich for bringing up the trolls once more. Quote, "No, why did you bring it up? The trolls were a turn. And you just restarted the cycle, Rich. Rich, this was a bad idea." Unquote. It's difficult to state what effect this video had on the Big Cheese Crusaders. What is known is that at this point, those that were left in the movement were members that truly despised Rich. And as such, they continued to document Rich under a critical lens, seeking to spread word of his transgressions, the newest of which came from a Final Fantasy XIV review.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Rich of Review Tech USA, and this is going to be a very interesting video. Square Enix came up to me and asked me to play Final Fantasy XIV A Realm Reborn. I suggest you give this game a chance. I think you'll really enjoy it. So huge shout out to Square Enix for giving me an opportunity to play this game, and I think they have something awesome on their hands, and now I can see why this game has been praised by so many people.
Rich in the video praised the game, but it was only in the description and the comments that he stated he was sponsored by Square Enix to make this video. That in itself wasn't the entire reason this review was somewhat controversial. It was Rich's prior, unpaid statements about the game.
And they try too hard to be different, and the outcome is games like Final Fantasy 13, Final Fantasy 14, and the other garbage they come out with. They're trying to figure out what it is. Maybe because they've made a bunch of crappy Final Fantasy games that no one cares about. But beyond the screw-ups they're making, let's talk about all these companies, because they're losing money making AAA games because they either try to rehash the same IP over and over again, or, they try to make a half-assed game with multiplayer and hope it sells 10 million units and it doesn't.
These were likely throwaway lines to emphasize the dislike of Square Enix and the years the videos were created. And being that Final Fantasy XIV is an MMO and changes year per year, Rich could have naturally changed his opinion as the game improved. Though the clips next to each other and the lack of disclosure inside the actual video made for more reason for trolls to dislike Rich, and closed out 2015. 2016 started off just as poorly for Rich. In January, he polled his Twitter audience asking them if he should make a Patreon. No won by a decent margin. Coincidentally, Keemstar posted this video about creators being greedy with their Patreons.
Like, why would you ask your fans for money when you could give money back to your fans? I mean, you're the one that's blessed.
This was a repeat of the situation with the BBC. Though Keemstar did not mention Rich by name, Rich immediately responded and assumed it was him that Keemstar was talking about. The two then argued about the ethics of donations before the conversation died down. That's when Keemstar told Rich he was making a general statement that was not specifically targeting him. From here, Rich apologized 1, 2, 3, 4 times. This apology lasted about an hour.
You gotta apologize,
Quote, LMAO. Okay, apology taken back. At Keemstar, really, dude? I'm done after this, but wow. Unquote. Rich was not done after this, as below was a video calling Keemstar out for having a donate button on his stream page, as Rich was equating that to having a Patreon. The only person that could benefit from this nebulous argument was Keemstar, but Rich was too arrogant to see how this back and forth, his flip-flopping from apologizing to then taking the apology back, could hurt him.
Before everyone freaks out, I have no ill will against Keemstar. This isn't going to turn into some stupid thing.
This turned into a massive back and forth between Rich and Keemstar and eventually escalated into a debate.
Right? He's like, look at Keemstar, I take my apology back. Well, first of all, you apologized because you thought I was talking about you, okay? That's why you apologized, all right? But then you took my apology back because you found that I have a donate button on my stream. Rich, look, you said just a little while ago that you're not going to be making a Patreon.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Really? No, you know what's funny about Keemstar? He always keep his beard pointed. I wonder how he does that.
Are you 100% you're not going to be
Is
making
his chin pointed like or like that? There's no way you can have a point like that on your face unless like you groom your beard a certain way.
a Patreon?
Pretty much, yes.
All right. Well, there it is. He's not making a Patreon. So look, you manipulated the situation. You lied 3 times. We've already went over this 100 times. And you know what? Now I've backed you in a corner, and you're not making a Patreon. So I'll take it as a win.
Dude, don't
Anyone
even
else
try.
can say
You're
whatever
trying,
the fuck they want. I'll take it as a win.
Yeah, of course you're going to take it as a win. You're like making these things and putting them in there to make it as a win. The bottom line is
this. You're not making a Patreon.
Semantics aside, throughout the debate, it was Keemstar's goal to bar Rich from making a Patreon, in which he succeeded, lest he go back on his word. And if this happened in February instead of January 2016, Keemstar would have had more ammunition to use, not because of the Patreon, but because of these 2 tweets. Quote, "I think it's time I released at the RTU Critic's personal info. What do you guys think? Let's have some fun. At the RTU Critic, I'll make sure to add that pic of your kid to the docs too. Let's make this a good one." Unquote. Rich claims that this was in retaliation to the RTU Critic's doxing and harassing of his family, which included his children, even calling Rich when he was at the gym. Though after it came out that Shadow's government had a criminal history, Rich cut ties with Shadow and tried to delete as much as he could of what happened. These tweets were soon deleted, though they are still visible through the Wayback Machine alongside the remnants of the RTU Critics campaign against Rich. There were also videos that fans of Rich made combating the RTU Critic. This fan made a rap song celebrating the dogs of the RTU Critic.
You can't run, you can't hide, you're not going to stop my review tech pride. You could have got boxed, but instead you got doxed.
The RTU Critic and Review Hell USA are the same person, alongside a different creator known as Sierra Air.
Hey guys, in this video I'm going to expose a traitor to the Big Cheese Crusaders.
Sierra was not nearly as successful in getting reactions from Rich, but they were successful in keeping whatever was left of the Big Cheese Crusaders together. Clear by the catalog of videos, Sierra was not a very sane person, as it is not typical for someone to upload this many videos about the police or just McDonald's employees harassing them. Regardless, Sierra did get some notoriety from those looking into Rich's most dedicated opposition.
Now, this person that he's adding in this tweet is not exactly as subtle about the threats he makes.
Wow, even women are
I'm in
getting at it? That's
Ireland. You
crazy.
can't catch me. Rich's personal life will be targeted until he quits. I don't care what the fuck you think about me. I want that man dead in a bog.
Rich's outbursts continue to encourage his trolls. In this live stream, he called one the F word.
Dude, I really, like...
Wait, a fucker?
I don't care, man. And the thing is if I block you, then you say I'm a pussy. If you stay here, you annoy the shit out of me. Like, why don't we just meet somewhere? If you have that much of a problem with me, let's meet somewhere and we could, quote unquote, discuss it. If you got that much of a problem, dude, I'm more than willing to meet. You name a place, I'll meet you there. And we could have a discussion. We could discuss anything you want. I will meet you. I will put a fucking flag on my car saying I'm rich and we can meet there. I don't know, man, but you seem that you are such a fucking loser that you come on here all the fucking time. And it's annoying. And if I block you, you get pissed. If I unblock you, you annoy the shit out of me.
This was a pinnacle of controversy for Rich at the time. His strategy of doxing his worst trolls and publicly making amends with Big Cheese seemingly worked in his favor. The worst that was happening to him was when he ate all that a Wall Street Journal article fed him about PewDiePie. An article
Oh, no, I remember this.
that was filled with false information decrying PewDiePie as anti-Semitic. Rich quickly took this video down and issued an apology.
It's time for me to eat a whole bunch of fucking crow right now.
In Rich's apology, he still got important information about PewDiePie incorrect, like stating that PewDiePie wore an SS officer's uniform when the costume he wore was clearly not of German origin. But for this to be Rich's most controversial video for at least a year was an improvement. Though all good things must come to an end, and Rich would find himself with more problems, some of his own creation, others falsified to destroy his character.
So let me get this straight. Rich cries when he gets doxxed, but likes it when it happens to other people.
Gee, I wonder why I flagged that down. I don't know.
And he's given out, the state that I live in.
At least try to come after me for something I can't instantly debunk.
He also gives out my last name.
Review Tech, who is Anna Doyle? I see people mentioning her in the chat.
On November 1st, 2017, Rich finally committed and announced he was making a Patreon. With the apocalypse cutting into his revenue, and with his videos full of colorful language and unsavory subject matter, this is what he offered to remain uncensored. While there could have been issues with trolls pointing out him going back on his word and creating a Patreon, as long as Rich did not address it, no one would care. For the next couple of months, hundreds would subscribe to Rich's Patreon as he would thank them for its success. Once it passed over $1,000 a month and remained there for a period, Rich made a promise for patron-only streams, but failed to give any details within a timely manner. Then Rich on a live stream stated this.
With the stream guys, in terms of doing like an exclusive stream for patrons, I don't know if I know I put that on.
Does that count for him going back on his word though? Because he still made the Patreon, even if he didn't acknowledge it or anything like that. He still made it
On there, I don't know if I want to do that because I feel like I just feel like I'm being unfair to the rest of my subscribers.
This video was archived and uploaded on a channel that went by Anna Doyle. This is believed to be a sock account of Review Hell USA. The video showing the unfulfilled Patreon reward was titled Review Tech USA Undelivered Patreon Reward Promises. The only reason it is prominent now is because Rich addressed it.
Now the video is called Review Tech USA Undelivered Patreon Reward Promises, and generally when this jackass makes videos, I ignore them. I have better things to do, let them say whatever the hell they want to say. But when you try to make me seem like I'm being a thief, I gotta step in and say something, especially when I have documented evidence proving that I'm not.
Rich's evidence used to debunk Anna Doyle was in the form of posts that stated he was committing to Patreon-only streams. But this was in March. Review Tech introduced the idea in January and failed to deliver any streams for those 2 months. This issue is so small that it is difficult to believe many, if any at all, of Rich's supporters will care about the minutiae of this. Anna Doyle's true goal, as it has always been, was to troll Rich, to get a response. And once again, they got what they wanted.
But to everyone out there who's saying that I'm being Panhandler Tech USA and making 8 billion videos about me, I got something for you too. Panhandle this.
This was just the beginning. In April, the 1316 killer, a creator that had long criticized Rich, received this screenshot which prompted him to make this video.
So just to let everybody know, I do not have Twitter and I do not have Facebook. I actually put that in a skit that I made today, which will be going up. I don't know if I'll post this today or tomorrow, but take a good look at that.
On screen was allegedly the 1316 killer's dox. Rich responded by denying that he doxed him. Further tweets demonstrate how the screenshot could have been faked by editing the web page's source code. And as dedicated as his trolls are in archiving every misstep, none of them provided an archive link to the tweet of Rich doxing the 1316 killer. There is no evidence behind this happening. And being that the 1316 killer was sent this screenshot means that there is no proof that the text was unaltered. This is not to say that Rich was completely uninvolved in drama. As tensions were rising between Rich and his most dedicated trolls, mysteriously their videos were disappearing. Like Anna Doyle's.
You know what's funny? When somebody try to get you on something or fake evidence and you have, like, thank the Wayback Machine. Thank you, Wayback Machine, for this shit. Because, like, Wayback Machine would exist, he would have been called out as a liar. Oh, you doxed him and stuff like that. That's crazy.
Which is when Rich was asked to show his flagging history.
See how far trolls will go?
You show your YouTube history report like Monday Matt did because there's rumors you reported Anna Doyle. I'm not showing any reports. I didn't report him, but I'm not showing any reports.
With Rich's associate being exposed for flagging videos critical of them, this became the new spearhead against Rich and was utilized by Keemstar in 2018. In an unrelated drama, Keemstar was on creator Andy Worski's stream lambasting Rich for his transgressions.
And every time I see a video from you, it's just stupid fucking opinions. I don't know why you're on the fucking internet anymore. You're dumb, you get everything wrong, you say dumb shit over and over again. I'm so sick of hearing your dumb fucking opinions. You need to get smarter before you come on my fucking platform on YouTube and spread your bullshit. Because I'm sick of it. You're dumb. Get smarter.
Thank you.
In this conversation, Rich was on the back foot, and so he wanted to make peace with Keemstar. Keemstar was willing under one condition.
Okay, I've calmed down. I understand that you want to make peace and that you're sorry. Olive branch out there if you show your flag history.
Rich, now willing to show his flagging history, pulled it up for all to see.
Oh, I remember this!
There is information about this vehicle.
Wait.
Video available.
So yeah, some were deleted. See when they're deleted.
Some were deleted.
All right, so
those are probably from like 5 fucking years ago.
All right, so Review Tech sexually assaulted someone. DSP Gaming.
Gee, I wonder why I flagged that down. I don't know.
Review Tech, who is Anna Doyle? I see people mentioning her in the chat.
That is a dude who has put out my personal information.
Whose name?
Put out, and he.
Terrible man.
And honestly, I wasn't even though I did flag him once, I wasn't even the one who got his channel taken down.
Rich had lied. He did in fact flag Anna Doyle, aka Review Hell USA. What's more, with Rich exposed, Keemstar saw the opportunity to dig the knife in further, insinuating that he only goes after people when they are weak.
Most of the shit that I got from you came under, like, in the year 2016 when the whole internet hated me and everybody thought my career was over. And as soon as I regained, my channel, and now you want to be sorry.
No, I'm not like that.
Though this did provide yet another reason for trolls to continue their campaign against Rich, the internet at large did not care. What helped Rich avoid any of this backlash was his massive success. Shortly after this conversation, Rich had his best month on YouTube ever due to some extremely successful videos. This was Rich's shield. Over the next couple years, his videos would easily dominate anyone coming out against him despite his continued missteps. From a live stream covering January 6 to his dating profile being leaked. There was even a video theorizing he had gastric bypass surgery due to his massive weight loss. All of it forgotten because his own videos continue to dominate the search results. In 2022, he even hit 1 million subscribers. It was around this time that he had been using marijuana and had been wanting to significantly lessen his usage.
Like, there's a lot of times like, oh shit, I gotta stream soon. Time to get stoned. And I'm like, oh no.
I used to do that.
That's not how I want to be. You know what I mean? Two things. Like I said, I'll have it a few times a year like I do drink.
I can't tell if Rich is shady dude or people just taking advantage of him.
Drinks.
It seems
you
like
know what
both.
I'm saying? Like, it's not like I'm anti-weed now. Like, dude, I think they should make it legalized federally. I'll have it a few times a year, and it did a lot for me.
While Rich had these desires and sought the benefits, like possibly increasing motivation, tragedy struck Rich's life, making it more difficult to quit or do anything else for that matter, as this happening required his entire attention.
Unfortunately, I have some bad news. His daughter is in the ICU at the moment, and he is unable to make videos on the channel, and he's unable to live stream. He's going through a lot, emotionally, of course.
That was Rich's dedicated editor, Jay, host of the channel JKB that was formerly 3KB or 3 kilobytes. In Rich's absence, Jay would take up the majority of responsibilities of the channel, but this went on longer than initially expected. Rich's daughter was thought to only need about 1 month of hospital stay, though that was less and less becoming the case.
My daughter, my youngest daughter, Mackenzie, is in the hospital right now with Stevens-Johnson syndrome, which is rare within itself. There's like 20,000 cases or less each year. The main reason why I'm making this video is that things are going to be different on this channel, probably until I'm saying realistically she's going to be 2 months. I don't wish this on my worst enemy. This is the worst thing I've ever been through.
After several months of turmoil, now in July, the worst of it seemed to be over. But Rich, now being a bit more active on his channel, reflected on his content.
Also, I don't have command set up yet. I thought I did, but I have to redo it again.
Life had different plans for me. So why things got inconsistent, because my time was at a premium. I had my 2 sons here full-time for a very long time. And mostly what I stuck to was live streaming. And recently, this is what I'm leading up to. Because my time is still somewhat at a premium because things aren't fully settled yet. I've brought back news, kind of.
What Rich goes into is his exhaustion of covering surface-level news. He has grown tired of reading articles or glancing at similar media and filming an equally introspective piece, hardly expanding on the original flimsy work. Typically, a creator may make these changes because their views are suffering from lack of experimentation. Their content has grown stale, and in order to survive on the platform, something else must be created. This was not Rich's case. Even though he was uploading at a much slower rate than he had in the past couple of years, his views hardly suffered from his departure. This format is successful and easy to produce. But after over a decade of doing this, Rich has had enough and seeks to produce higher quality content.
I want to do more high production value stuff. I actually have stuff in the pike behind the scenes. I talk about it somewhat in live streams, but I don't want to bring it up here because when it's ready, it's ready. I've learned to not overpromise and underdeliver.
Rich is rather unspecific about his projects, but he does say he wants to create evergreen content, or videos that windows of interest are not dated. The fatal mistake was that he was killing his main channel by slowing down the legacy news content without testing any of this evergreen content to know if his format would even succeed. And then months went by. There was nothing but his typical uploads at a slower rate. But he did have another announcement, a shout out to a different project.
Upload to shout out my other music channel where I upload hip-hop records that I produce. God, I couldn't sound any more corny saying that, but no, I'm not kidding.
Rich's music channel, El Capo, is not popular. The rudimentary AI art would be off-putting to a typical user. Rich is spreading himself thin and is aimless. If he wanted to succeed and remain on the platform, he would not be doing this. At the very least, he will be creating the high production content he speaks so much of. The fact of the matter is, channels on YouTube can die as fast as they rise. And for Rich to throw away a surefire way to remain relevant or entertaining on the platform is dangerous.
But it's true,
not just for the money, but because, for the most part, he was in control. There is a space for Rich to continue to exist online without the need to create new videos. And that would be in the same vein as creators like Boogie2988 or Wings of Redemption. These are creators that have long lost their original supportive audiences and
Boo! Man, you know what? I feel so bad that Boogie just fucking got dunked out of grace. Dude, like, got taken like a fucking basketball and just dropped his ass so far down, bro. Like, dude ain't got fallen, he got dunked.
Have them replaced with viewers who mock and troll them without end. These are known as lolcows, and Rich was quickly on the path to exist only as one, especially when entering needless feuds like he did with Does It Play at the end of 2023. This all started from this video.
If you're lucky, you may just get an unfinished version of the game that might be playable but broken. A lot of times you get these games home.
Rich was making the argument that current-day games are all released as a broken mess that require immediate patches in order to exist in a playable state. The same day of this video's release, Rich streamed and was challenged on this premise.
Does it play? Right here, they're real. And let me show you one else.
Does It Play is a website that tests whether games play in their unaltered state, meaning offline playability. Rich was now displeased with them because someone with 2 likes on Twitter challenged Rich on a statement about games being unplayable without patches. His major grievance was that Does It Play was one of those 2 likes.
Name a game, Does It Play, that you get from the store that there is not a multi-gigabyte update for. Go right now and get me one. That's from this current generation.
Rich, in his confidence, bet money that he was correct.
I'll pay them $2,000. $2,000, get a game from the store, Does It Play, that doesn't require an update.
Rich added the circumstance that it had to be a AAA game, but even so, his loss was set. Just a day later, Does It Play responded with Super Mario RPG. Rich was prompted to retort, now arguing that the game industry is full of important Day 1 patches. But that was not the argument. Quickly, other creators jumped in, correcting Rich. The responses were getting far more likes than Rich's own posts. As Rich kept tweeting, the responses were growing in numbers and virtually only against him. It was only on his stream later that night, after an hour debate from a guest arguing on behalf of Does It Play, Rich admits defeat.
So, here. On the 4th of each month, today's the 3rd, you'll pay $2,000. There you go.
This is where it should have ended, but already Rich was tweeting about a big surprise video, ruining the surprise with another tweet stating, quote, "Meh, at Does It Play 1 was wrong about this. It's all good, the money went to a good cause," unquote. This was in response to Jay's tweet, claiming that Super Mario RPG does have a game-breaking bug. Seeing Rich's discontent in what should have been an already settled situation, Does It Play tweeted at Rich additional examples that fit his criteria. Rich tweeting, quote, "Yeah, but you used the Mario RPG as an example to make me quote-unquote fork over the money. And it has a game-breaking bug that Nintendo is putting out an emergency patch for. Hopefully my funding can allow you to not make a crucial mistake like this again. Glad I got to support your cause," unquote. Tweet after tweet, response after response, Rich only dug himself in deeper. What goodwill he regained by donating the promised money was quickly being lost, and then he posted the video addressing it.
Hello everybody, I'm a proud Does It Play $2,000 financial supporter, and there are games that don't need updates, but the one they showed, they were wrong about, and that was Super Mario RPG. They said that, look, here's a AAA game that doesn't need an update day 1, it works right out of the box. Except for the fact that it has a game-breaking bug, Super Mario RPG.
The top comment of this video disputes Rich's statement about it being a game-breaking bug, as it is still very much completable without an update. Even so, Does It Play provided other examples that went unchallenged. For these reasons, all the top comments were against Rich. Quote, "Rich is way too into internet drama for a man his age. As a longtime fan of your content, Rich, this video could have honestly stayed in the drafts."
When is somebody too old to cover drama? Like out of high school, still in high school, mid-age adult, older adult? Like what is the age where like fucking you don't cover drama? Because it seems like Keemstar is doing well, even though it's like in his mid-40s. I just want to know.
Statement about it being a game-breaking bug, as it is still very much completable without an update. Even so, Does It Play provided other examples that went unchallenged. For these reasons, all the top comments were against Rich. Quote, "Rich is way too into internet drama for a man his age. As a longtime fan of your content, Rich, this video could have honestly stayed in the drafts." Been watching your videos for years. This is easily the most embarrassing thing you put out, and I'm saying that to a guy who gets high and takes his shirt off on stream." Unquote. The last comment was not even commentary on only this situation, it was on Rich as a whole. Rich's streams only seem to be poisoned by his gimmicks, like the frequent use of a soundboard that's mainly used for this applause sound.
So anyway, there's a new Lolcow podcast. Starring me. Let me go piss real quick. I promise I won't spam the applause. I know I'm overdoing it.
Does It Play ended up refunding Rich's money without his consent announced by this tweet. Quote, "Unfortunately, due to reasons unknown to us, we have found ourselves in the middle of a bit of a social media drama we clearly shouldn't have engaged with." Unquote. This is how Rich's 2023 was ended. Even so, 2024 was off to a much worse start. Rich's channel wasn't just dying, it was also being prepared for a feast, with the predators he thought he was toying with lying in wait.
And if anyone is responsible for Phil pressing the eject button, it's you fucking weirdos. And it's not the whole detractor community. A lot of them like me. But there is a portion that despise me.
Is this going to be
Because you know
DSP?
what it is, Jay. Jay's watching, my editor. They have channels that are dedicated to Phil. What's going to be the topic now?
Rich has a history of talking about lolcows.
Like, yes, I talk about Phil in 90% of my streams.
In this situation, Rich is proposing that a consequence of an upcoming documentary on the infamous creator Darkside Phil by documentarian Mike Klum would be that the detractors of Phil will need to slow their production of content down, or they
I still feel that DSP shouldn't have backed out of that. Deadass, he was, I don't know what DSP is scared of by not doing that doc, but like fucking, he should have just did the doc. Deadass.
discourage Phil from dropping the project. Engaging in this conversation with detractors of Phil is a terrible idea for a multitude of reasons. First is that as Rich criticizes Phil, it becomes apparent that many of his criticisms are also applicable to himself. Second, he is engaging and antagonizing trolls. Third, his channel is on a steep decline, with his typical viewers appearing less and less, and more trolls gaining interest in Rich. Their voices grow louder, and so does their control of him.
I know there's some people who exist, they hate Phil to an unhealthy degree. They're just as bad, if not worse, than Phil's dents. And they're like so caught up in their hatred of him, they don't even fucking realize it.
That watermark, Snortmania, is from a troll channel that is known as Snort Hogan that mainly covers Darkside Phil. Now Snort Hogan has his talons sunk in on Rich, re-uploading Rich's stream segments that have him speaking on trolls. And though some of Rich's words ring true, they are being twisted intentionally by the inflammatory title of the video to both garner the attention of Rich and drive opposition towards him. And it worked.
I told you! I goddamn told you! And all of you cried like bitches. You're more of dents than Phil's dents. Cry. Cry hard, Snort Hogan. Cry hard, Cult of Hate.
Holy shit, I didn't think it was that bad. Jeez.
Keep crying because I was right and you were wrong. Kiss my fucking ring and bow before me, you motherfuckers.
Rich in this video was celebrating that he was correct that Phil did indeed cancel the Mike Klum documentary. But that wasn't particularly insightful, being that most saw this as the likely case anyways. What matters is that Rich was growing ever more restless and combative with the trolls. This clip alone would appear in every one of Snort Hogan's videos from now on, but this was only the start.
You lost how many subs?
I lost about
100?
200 people.
From what? And
Twitter.
Also
The loss of his followers was likely from this Twitter space that he hosted.
The only thing I will admit, because I have to admit when I'm wrong, is I overestimated that there was going to be a troll war. Okay, I'll take that L. But even down to the fact that the trolls blamed me, which I screen capped, for him canceling the Mike Klum documentary.
No, that's
Rich
not true.
was on a warpath.
So, some of Phil's dented detractors have said to me, today is the day of God. How could you be so mean on the day of God? So I said to myself, you know what? I will say a prayer. Lord Jesus, please pray for these lost souls and tell them to come suck my dick.
Detractor dents, they're different than detractors. for giving me a healthy amount of good, solid content for Jay and I this evening.
So well, first off, I'm going to start off with an apology. If you follow me on Twitter, you probably thought that I have lost my mind over the past 24 hours. I have not. It was by design. It was done to farm motherfucking dumbass pieces of shit for content, and congratulations, they did it.
Congratulations. It cannot be overstated how bad antagonizing Phil's detractors was at this time when his views were still going severely downhill. And now Rich was set in abandoning his channel's mainstay content altogether.
It has to die, Jay. The news has to die. It gotta go away. There's no one that could convince me out of it this time.
In February, he restated his commitment, stating that he wants to make video game retrospectives.
I'm actually joined today by Jay. He's my editor, and those will be projects from, not to sound corny, from the heart. I don't want to hire outside script writers. I want it to be from us.
At this point in time, Rich has made more videos brainstorming what he wants to make than the actual videos he wants to make. This is never a good sign, and Jay, Rich's editor, saw what others did, and so Jay continued to try to convince him to keep doing the news videos. But Rich did not relent, and things went from bad to catastrophic.
Listen, I'll end it with this. My fat ass will go fucking bankrupt getting the prettiest suit. I will go there with a smile on, because you know what?
There is an absolute shitstorm coming out right now.
It'll destroy your reputation, and I'll get publicity out of it because a giant pussy from Canada wanted to sue me because his feelings were hurt. Like, you come here.
As it was coming out, late February, Jay was no longer working for Rich, and his firing was far from amicable. 8-Bit Eric, a relatively small channel, was covering this situation as it was evolving in Jay's Discord. And just as Rich had done to Big Cheese, he was making Facebook posts cryptically talking about the situation.
From Richard on his Facebook, it says, "I need to be able to afford my rent." Proceeds to buy parts to upgrade the gaming PC I gave him, and dude got paid by me on top of that. I guess money magically floated out of thin air. Miracles do happen. Man, oh man, get fucked, my boy.
Rich deleted that post and apologized, but in that same apology, he still belittles Jay.
Richard comes out and says, "You know what? I deleted the post. Instead of making a public shit show, may the best man win, and by best man I mean I'll win. I do better without parasites attached to me anyway."
This was quickly gaining attention, and there are a lot of smaller supports that build up this falling out. Though it appeared sudden, there were a few reasons Rich was combative. On Rich's side, he was annoyed that Jay did not want to create shorts for Rich's streaming channel. The reason Jay refused was because of lack of direction in this request. Rich's streams are full of dead air and generally lack substance.
I know, right? Sorry ass nigga. Dude, this whole thing, I don't think it's gonna make Tech Review USA feel upset about himself. He's just, I hope he becomes a better person. That's all. Just become a better person. That's all. It's not that hard. Do it for your kid, fam.
To ask Jay to scrub multi-hour long streams for usable clips, it did not win him over. But that was while Jay was still employed. There were also elements around the firing, like that the firing came from a text message, and that Jay was fired on his birthday. There was also the matter of the retainer. As Jay stated, they had a deal in the case that Jay was fired that he would be owed a full month's pay. Rich initially did not want to honor this.
"I put this in place because he was a nightmare to work with and unreliable at times. When he was told that he would have to pay me this, he said I was extorting, and he paid me half, leaving me in shock. He then brought the
Yeah, it's not like low-cal status, or like, it's not like when it's... What the fuck is that? What the fuck is this? You know what, never mind. I just find it weird that, like, how did he, like, at least it's not like how, like, Chris Chan was, or how DSP was, how they fell so damn hard or whatnot. It's just like, it's not that bad, but it's still bad. He needs to stick to the script and just be cool. You know how hard it is to be cool after becoming a locale? You get hit harder, matter of fact. That's the crazy part. Let's charge this. But no, it's just crazy. Is something disconnecting? I charged this though. Hold on, controller died. But no, Bucky, this is sad.
PC, which wasn't a gift. It was meant for me to work on his show and bring in money for both of us.
Rich had very recently given Jay a PC, though it was clear that this was for work.
Well, that's
Rich was using this as leverage to not commit to the payment he was promised. What's also interesting about this computer is that Rich cared so little about it initially that he was going to give it away to Darkside Phil.
So I'm literally still looking at the computer right now. Eventually, I have a friend, another friend up in Canada. I'm going to give it to.
The reason Jay got the PC was because Darkside Phil refused it, possibly fearing that it may have spyware. This escalated well into March. On March 5th, Jay tweeted, quote, "I want to say that yesterday Rich sent me a bunch of really terrible audio messages that made it clear how he feels. I am done. I can't deal with nonsense anymore. I've been worried how this will look for him. I didn't want to have to say anything again, but I am done trying to help him." Unquote. In a different tweet, Jay stated that he wasn't going to read them, but to ask Rich to play them on his show. Jay then tweets that he is done with the situation once more.
Since it's out there, you know what, Jay? I'll play the messages.
Do you realize how much damage you not getting a $500 when you've gotten so much extra from me throughout the years?
There's not much substance in these initially private voice messages. They recap the drama and include some belittlement of Jay. However, Rich was furious that Jay exposed their existence, and now having paid Jay the money owed, he saw it fit to go after him rather than let things die down. Here, Rich provides reasons why Jay was not the best employee, including the times he refused to make clips and shorts for the channel.
You got paid to basically sit on your ass. Now, there are times I've made you wait with my terrible time management, and I will own that. But again, you stayed. How many times did I give you extra shit, extra money?
Rich played his hand. This is all.
That's kind of fucked up. Why? If you fire a dude, don't talk about him ever again. If he's talking shit, oh fucking well. But why do you know what? No. Let's just keep watching. If I had an editor and I fired him, I would just leave it at that. I wouldn't add any other things. If he's gonna be salty about it, let him be salty about it. Why do I get the fuck care? I fired you. Like, don't keep going after something. Oh, you know what? Never mind. This is what happens when you let drama, rule over you and shit like that.
All he had against Jay.
That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to block him and move on.
This was a lie. Though Rich lacked ammunition, he sought to continue the feud.
You're the sidekick everywhere you go. That's not jealousy saying that. When you used to sit there and sound like your balls were getting grabbed. JKB back with another video. You couldn't cut it. That's why you became my editor. You got paid to basically sit on your ass. Now, there are times I've made you wait with my terrible time management. Now, dude, I admit all the fucking time when I'm in the wrong with stuff. All the time. I eat crow all the time when I fuck up. I'm not admitting it with this.
What does eating crow mean? Like, what does that mean?
This one. The heights I'm going to go to, because this is put a fire under my ass like you wouldn't believe, are going to be incredible.
This drama was coming out during Rich's worst performing month this year, so far. But Jay also wasn't done, because he did a podcast breaking down what happened.
So let's get this straight. He said, I'm a parasite. Then he made a stream about it and said,
What is that like? Why does eating crow reference accepting fault? Like, what does that mean? Like eating a crow? Like, is it like something from like Edgar Allan Poe or something like that? Like, where did that expression come from?
I stand by what I said. And then days later, he apologized. He said, I shouldn't have done that. And now where are we at? I don't even know, because it's like being on a roller coaster that spins. Yeah. I don't even know what direction we're in when it comes to what he's talking about.
As poorly as Rich continued to handle this, there were moments where Jay prodded Rich, excusing these prods as jokes. Like when he made a channel called Review Tech Canada after being
that's a
fired.
good question. I honestly
This
don't
channel
know
was
what it
removed
refers
after a
to.
day. Being that Rich has had various detractor channels that follow him intently that are spin-offs of his channel's name, this could be seen as a strike at Rich. There was also the firing on his birthday that, while accurate, was getting the criticism that he was victimizing himself.
And it was supposed to be like a public joke where people went, oh, he's Review Tech Canada for a day or whatever on his YouTube channel. I changed it literally for like 20 hours. My first stream was called I'm Fired on My Birthday, which is what technically happened. You know, and it was a joke.
In the overall picture, it did not matter because Rich was far more aggressive and a dam was beginning to leak. As Rich previously brought forward all reasons why Jay should be disliked, users are finding more and more reasons why Rich should be felled. This was becoming a rabbit hole as one event was hooked to another, and slowly his controversial history was being dug up, like this podcast that he did with Jay.
How many times did he bring up people hate him?
Yeah,
you know, during the streams. Constantly. He in the last, like, I'd say 6 months, if you go back, he was proud of the fact that people didn't like him. And when we would stream together, and this is something I never talked about, he had Ethan Ralph's ex-wife on the show, quote unquote.
This was an event that happened just 2 months ago in the period that Jay and Rich still streamed together, when the alleged ex-wife of a controversial creator was interviewed. Naturally, it was a troll that strung Rich along for nearly 30 minutes. The troll then linked the call to a different troll that Rich willingly accepted.
Did you ever see that time where because you kept mentioning the hard R before, did you ever
Hard R? What is hard R? Retard? Better not be the N-word.
see when he was talking about the hard R?
Yes.
It meant something different when he said it.
Yeah, that was that the video you're talking about?
You know
where
that hard R means... Well, I don't want to say it, but...
Well, we said rape before.
Yeah,
like...
okay, so I can say it? Are you saying I can say it?
Yeah, you could say
You're
it.
giving me the pass? Hard R means...
The troll goes on to say the N-word, and Rich and Jay fully understand the situation they were in. More of these moments that make Rich a fool would come to light if he continued this crusade. And it seemed that Rich was fully committed to do so, as he announced he...
Wow. That's crazy. Because, like, it's fine to be ignorant what hard R means. Like, that's why I was like, do you mean like retard or something? Because this is
would be on the
retard,
podcast Locale Live,
I'm a retard.
but then walked it back soon after.
We're doing a video on my channel, and we're both going to be candid. We're going to be professional. We're going to be civil. No one's going to yell. Yeah, I'm not going to do the Locale podcast. This is better. Not going to go on there.
This video did not come, and the truce lasted only 4 days. It was this tweet of Jay's that possibly reignited the flame, stating that he was going to do an interview with Darkside Phil, but it was going to be a positive one because he was sick of all the negativity. Rich sought to ruin this opportunity by exposing the time Jay talked negatively about Phil. Rich then went on to tweet that Jay tried to extort him over the phone, but being that it wasn't recorded, there is no existing proof.
Dude, you're not a dadder? Dadder? What is that?
Proof. Jay then responded to Rich, and this soon became back and forth. Rich stated that his channel would outperform Jay's a year from now, and Jay responded by stating that Rich has a clear advantage, while adding that he would not recommend working for Rich. This ended with Jay calling Rich a crazy ex, and also calling him by a nickname, Dickie. Just like the fake ex-wife Rich interviewed, this was also a nugget into Rich's humiliating history. Specifically, this old video of Rich talking about one of his prior jobs where a strung-out coworker gave him a disparaging nickname.
He continues on and goes, even better. Even better. I'm gonna call you Dickers. You are Dickers!
Because of the resurfacing of this nickname, Dickers is what detractors of Rich would derisively refer to him as. In retaliation to Jay's tweet, Rich finally went on the Locale Live podcast where he breaks down the situation.
What I'm saying is, when I hear your point of view, I'm on your side. I would really like Jay to get here to hear Jay's point of view on this, but I would love him here too. Everything that I'm hearing, I have to side with Rich.
Though Keemstar points out that Jay was not present to deliver his point of view, he does side with Rich. And with Rich now feeling justified and victorious, he makes it abundantly clear that he is done with the Jay drama, even considering the times he said he was done before, to then only jump back in.
I am going to say to people, please refer to this, whatever episode this is. That's it.
Like, I don't want to talk about him anymore. I don't want to, like, I'm done. Like, yeah, I know I've went back and forth out of anger.
Rich also reveals a few details of this upcoming high-quality project that is supposed to set the tone for the future of his channel.
It's a retrospective on the industry and how it's fucked right now, and it's about 40 minutes long, and I, to the best of my ability, tried to make it like as close as I can.
Industry as in like YouTube, or like industry? Like
gaming, how it's changed and how the industry right now is like in limbo, kind of like me. And it's fucked, and I kind of just go.
Yo, hold on, I gotta rewind it. That was funny.
On the industry and how it's fucked right now, and it's about 40 minutes long, and I, to the best of my ability, tried to make it like as close as I can.
Industry as in like YouTube, or like industry?
Gaming, how it's changed and how the industry right now is like in limbo, kind of like me. And it's fucked, and I kind of just go and I just went balls deep into it. So it's like 40 minutes long.
His description of this project was very broad, but that wasn't what Rich was talking about now on his stream.
Dude, I was on the Lolcow podcast today. I put the final nail in Jay's fucking live streaming career. I'm feeling.
No, why would you say that? No, you fucking idiot! Why would you fucking say that? No, let's get going. I want to see how bad this gets.
No, it'll never be worked out. We will never be friends again.
Rich, still in this high, now challenges 8-Bit Eric.
I ruined one career. Let me ruin another one. You're trying to hurt my fucking career, so come on the show. Let's see if I can go 2 for 2 today.
8-Bit Eric responds the same day, confused at Rich's challenge.
You said sorry to me. You sent me an apology. Apology didn't mean jack, because look how you're acting. It's a cycle. You need help. All right?
Perhaps this is a mental lapse, though Rich doesn't seem to think so.
You're right. I have to admit, because I'll be no better than I do need help. I have more issues now. I've always had issues, I'll admit it. I have more issues now, especially after the events that happened. And it does reflect in things.
The cherry on top was Rich's reason for feeling vindicated was his appearance on Lolcow Live. But that was not even uploaded officially to their channel.
I forgot the episode isn't up yet. A lot of you don't understand. I'm sorry.
There was at least a few days of silence. This could have ended here, but then Jay, on his live stream, received a donation from what appeared to be at first glance a random fan.
Hey Jay, I love the show and think you're doing a great job.
This is so weird.
I think it's disingenuous.
Oh, that's through the chat. Okay. It's like, what the fuck?
Genuous that you said that Rich copied your humor. Why lie?
Yeah, I didn't lie. I don't know about the part. I never said that Rich stole my humor. I said that Rich and I developed all the humor together.
Jay is suspicious about this donation, likely looked at the PayPal address, which confirmed his suspicions.
Are you kidding me? Okay. I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
Jay, in disbelief that Rich would do something this stupid, held off on informing his audience and streamed as usual until he was interrupted by another donation.
Why did you not go on a show with Rich when Rich went on the Lolcow podcast?
What the fuck? He literally... Wow. That's crazy. Oh, no, you're a fucking idiot. Don't tell me he was him.
He's awful. But if you had nothing to hide, why evade going on a stream with him? You went on a podcast. Wouldn't it be better to clear the air with him there?
And then another.
Oh, brother.
And another.
Maybe you won't come on a stream because you have a lot to hide.
Oh, man. White Lando says, I wonder who that actually is. And somebody else says, people have no life. Anyways.
This was brought to the attention of Rich, who then openly admitted those came from him.
If I
Rich,
wanted to,
why?
you know,
You fucking idiot.
say something, I wanted to be a sexy lady. Enjoy the money, Jay. That's all you got to worry about.
This was all happening while Rich was killing his channel. He had very few allies, and even the locale podcast that he thought vindicated him were not so supportive.
Dude, his show is garbage. So I'll click on it every once in a while to see what's going on, right? And every time I'm on there, he's playing with his boobs and he's got chickens and he's making gay jokes. Like, I'm gonna fuck my editor. Like, I'm gonna fuck you in the ass and it's gonna feel. It's like, what? What is going on?
For the 5th month in a row, his views were on a fast decline. What was meant to bring them up was his high-quality video that he had been promoting for several months now. It was unfortunate it released on April 1st. These are the first 14 seconds of the video with absolutely no alteration made.
What is this? What is this? What is this?
Ban Amber Heard's third, please.
Try to relax your anus. It's time to talk about my man history.
This nearly 40-minute long video that
Wait, what? I gotta go into that. That was actually pretty funny.
of the video with absolutely no alteration made.
Ban Amber Heard's third, please.
Try to relax your anus. It's time to talk about my man history.
This nearly 40-minute long video that was his gaming retrospective was a
time to relax your anus. I'm gonna actually use that. I'm gonna find that sound bit, put it on Discord, and then fucking use it for my podcast. That is hilarious. Anyway, let's continue.
Nominally terrible video. It is presented as Rich's retrospective, but Rich was not anyone prominent in the gaming environment nor introspective, so for him to select himself as the porthole already severely limits interest and relatability as it makes it largely about himself. On that note, it is full of inside jokes and clips that even when understood, do nothing but interrupt the video. The pacing is also entirely off. Instead of an intro or hook, it opens with a disorienting mess of sound effects and commercials. His tone throughout was unconfident and confused. It also has detractive full-length ads of the products he was talking about, not to mention his own cutaways.
Oh yeah.
Not a dildo?
The comments were all criticizing this work. Quote, I had to make sure I wasn't signed to Netflix. This man hyped up this video saying it would be 40 minutes long, and most of it is just trailers to make a 5-minute video longer. I think this video was way overhyped. I thought we were gonna get an actual video essay with a solid script and good editing. This only feels like a regular RTU rambling video, but longer and some random clips. Unquote. Rich's video was not entirely without value. It still provided a decent.
I thought that was a remote. That better not be a dildo. I hope that's not a dildo.
Amount of
I hope
entertainment,
it's a remote.
just not in the way he anticipated.
Reed, that's funny. That's great.
Kino Casino. Let's go. Hold on, I'm gonna rewind a little bit. I gotta see if that's a dildo or not.
Mention his own cutaways.
Wait.
His own. It also has detractive full-length ads of the products he was talking about, not to mention his own cutaways.
I think that's a dildo, guys. That's a real tip.
Not to mention his own.
Hold on. This better not be a fucking. I know I'm going way too much into this, but I have to know. Playback 1.5. Play.
Cutaways.
Hold on. Go back. No, that's a dildo. That's not a remote. That is a dildo. It's a dildo. No. That is so bad. I love how that this is what I come to the almost see every time. What in the fuck? We're watching Review Text USA a history of failure, a rich history of failure or whatnot. Rich dildo USA. Hey, it is a tech item. Oh, that's so bad. Oh, he got it on his lips.
The comments were all criticizing this work. Quote, I had to make sure I wasn't signed into Netflix. This man hyped up this video saying it would be 40 minutes long, and most of it is just trailers to make a 5-minute video longer. I think this video was way overhyped. I thought we were gonna get an actual video essay with a solid script and good editing. This only feels like a regular RTU rambling video, but longer and some random clips. Unquote. Rich's video was not entirely without value. It still provided a decent amount.
Him and the whole Quantum TV shit was insane. He hasn't talked about it yet. I want to see the shit with Quantum TV because I think that was that was his downfall vid.
Of entertainment, just not in the way he anticipated.
Read this one, man. That's a great one.
I can see why you had an editor before, because this is a rough cut at best. And honestly, you being high out of your mind is extremely distracting.
That was from the Kino Casino live stream, segments of which are uploaded to their Clips channel on YouTube. As Rich's channel was dying, his own videos were fighting a losing battle against various channels tearing him down. Searching Review Tech USA now will return some of his videos, but mostly the Kino Casino clips and Snort Hogan's own videos.
I'm gonna call you Dickers. You!
He gets get called Dickers every day at work. You're Dickers.
I want to know if Kino Casino is actually friends with DSP, because if not, that's fucked up.
Imagine telling this story of when you got pressed.
The dam finally broke all at once. The Kino Casino was resurfacing the Big Cheese drama, Rich's doxing, the new egg fiasco, the times his mother interrupted his stream, theories about his weight loss, his falling out with Jay.
Never heard of Kino Casino. This is my first time hearing him. I only heard him from detractors and DSP. So I watched a video of theirs talking about DSP and everything like that, and I'm not sure if what the little collab they're doing with DSP is bad faith or not. That's the thing.
All of his history and more like stated profile, even looking into when his Discord server had an NSFW section, and a user uploaded imagery that wasn't taken down.
He shows, hey, 4 years ago, the mods were added about this and they swept up the lolicon. And he asks, why did you keep lolly on your public channel, Rich, for years?
Additionally, there was this video of Rich shouting in a mall to win an online spat.
All right, everybody, I'm spreading the breaking news that the quartering is a giant pussy in public. So here we go. Here we go.
Hello, everybody. I have breaking news. The quartering is a giant pussy. Thank you.
That's all.
The Kino Casino was covering Rich's history and watching his live streams heavily during the month of April. As it turned out, Rich was watching them as well.
Oh, but wait.
So was he...
Did he have it open by accident?
I think he had it open by accident, and then our stream started playing.
No way.
Like our pre-stream.
That is her. He had her stream open, bro. You're right.
The importance of this catch was that both Rich's stream and the Kino Casinos were live simultaneously. The Kino Casino dug up some minor drama and
I never understood that. Why stream at the same time somebody who you dislike stream? What does that actually do? Does that push your viewers away? Let's see. Him and Jay falling out? Had a falling out? Yeah, so basically what happened is, because they explained it in the video or whatnot, we're gonna go back to it if you want. What happened was Jay got fired on his birthday or whatnot, right? And I guess it was because of some weird shit. Hold on. Where is it? Threats and doxing. It's somewhere in here. Does it play? Felling channel. Yeah, here it is. We're gonna start from the beginning.
Rich did not relent, and things went from bad to catastrophic.
Listen, I'll end it with this.
Shit was weird and was somewhat sad. Yeah, I remember the quartering Rich thing. Shit was really unhinged. Yeah, I don't even like the quartering, cause like I used to watch his channel until he started like mind you, I don't like neck decking at all. Like, right? But I do understand why neck decking is there and how it helps players, like, you know, show players that, oh, some of these cards might work, some of these might not work. They get the better win and everything like that, right? Totally 100% fine. Like, I dislike it, but like, I don't mind if other people net deck. You know what I mean? Cause like, it's what's wins, right? What the fuck was that sound effect just now? But no, fucking whatchamacallit. What was gonna say? It's net decking is fine, but the way how the quartering went on and stuff like that, just talking mad shit about net decking the players, that's when I was like, this left, bro. And then after that, he started talking about this one cosplayer who did a fine cosplay, but ripped her to fucking shreds for no fucking reason, bro. It was fucked up. Don't attack cosplayers.
My fat ass will go fucking bankrupt getting the prettiest suit. I will go there with a smile on because you know what?
There is an absolute shitstorm coming out right now.
It'll destroy your reputation,
I'm gonna leave this
and I'll get publicity out of it because a giant pussy from Canada wanted to sue me because his feelings were hurt.
Like, you come here.
As it was coming out, late February, Jay was no longer working for Rich, and his firing was far from amicable. 8-Bit Eric, a relatively small channel, was covering this situation as it was evolving in Jay's Discord. And just as Rich had done to Big Cheese, he was making Facebook posts cryptically talking about the situation.
From Richard on his Facebook, it says, I need to be able to afford my rent. Proceeds to buy parts to upgrade the gaming PC I gave him, and dude got paid by me on top of that. I guess money magically floated out of thin air. Miracles do happen. Man, oh man, get fucked, my boy.
Rich deleted that post and apologized, but in that same apology, he still belittles Jay.
Richard comes out and says, you know what, I deleted the post. Instead of making a public shit show, may the best man win, and by best man I mean I'll win. I do better without parasites attached to me anyway.
This was quickly gaining attention, and there are a lot of smaller supports that build up this falling out. Though it appeared sudden, there were a few reasons Rich was combative. On Rich's side, he was annoyed that Jay did not want to create shorts for Rich's streaming channel. The reason Jay refused was because of lack of direction in this request. Rich's streams are full of dead air and generally lack substance. To ask Jay to scrub multi-hour long streams for usable clips, it did not win him over. But that was while Jay was still employed. There were also elements around the firing, like that the firing came from a text message, and that Jay was fired on his birthday. There was also the matter of the retainer. As Jay stated, they had a deal in the case that Jay was fired that he would be owed a full month's pay. Rich initially did not want to honor this.
I put this in place because he was a nightmare to work with and unreliable at times. When he was told that he would have to pay me this, he said I was extorting, and he paid me half, leaving me in shock. He then brought the PC, which wasn't a gift. It was meant for me to work on his show and bring in money for both of us.
Rich had very recently given Jay a PC, though it was clear that this was for work. Rich was using this as leverage to not commit to the payment he was promised. What's also interesting about this computer is that Rich cared so little about it initially that he was going to give it away to Darkside Phil.
So I'm literally still looking at the computer right now. Eventually, I have another friend up in Canada I'm going to give it to.
The reason Jay got the PC was because Darkside Phil refused it, possibly fearing that it may have spyware. This escalated well into March. On March 5th, Jay tweeted, quote, I want to say that yesterday Rich sent me a bunch of really terrible audio messages that made it clear how he feels. I am done. I can't deal with nonsense anymore. I've been worried how this will look for him. I didn't want to have to say anything again, but I am done trying to help him." Unquote. In a different tweet, Jay stated that he wasn't going to read them, but to ask Rich to play them on his show. Jay then tweets that he is done with the situation once more.
Since it's out there, you know what, Jay? I'll play the messages.
Do you realize how much damage you not getting a $500 when you've gotten so much extra from me throughout the years?
There's not much substance in these initially private voice messages. They recap the drama and include some belittlement of Jay. However, Rich was furious that Jay exposed their existence, and now having paid Jay the money owed, he saw it fit to go after him rather than let things die down. Here, Rich provides reasons why Jay was not the best employee. including the times he refused to make clips and shorts for the channel.
You got paid to basically sit on your ass. Now, there are times I've made you wait with my terrible time management, and I will own that. But again, you stayed. How many times did I give you extra shit, extra money?
Rich played his hand. This is all he had against Jay.
That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to block him and move on.
This was a lie. Though Rich lacked ammunition, he sought to continue the feud.
You're the sidekick everywhere you go. That's not jealousy saying that. When you used to sit there and sound like your balls were getting grabbed. JKB back with another video. You couldn't cut it. That's why you became my editor. You got paid to basically sit on your ass. Now, there are times I've made you wait with my terrible time management. Now, dude, I admit all the fucking time when I'm in the wrong with stuff. All the time. I eat crow all the time when I fuck up. I'm not admitting it with this one. The heights I'm going to go to, because this is put a fire under my ass like you wouldn't believe, are going to be incredible.
This drama was coming out during Rich's worst performing month this year so far. But Jay also wasn't done, because he did a podcast breaking down what happened.
So let's get this straight. He said, I'm a parasite. Then he made a stream about it and said, I stand by what I said. And then days later, he apologized. He said, I shouldn't have done that. And now where are we at? I don't even know, because it's like being on a roller coaster that spins. I don't even know what direction we're in when it comes to what he's talking about.
As poorly as Rich continued to handle this, there were moments where Jay prodded Rich, excusing these prods as jokes. Like when he made a channel called Review Tech Canada after being fired. This channel was removed after a day. Being that Rich has had various detractor channels that follow him intently that are spin-offs of his channel's name, this could be seen as a strike at Rich. There was also the firing on his birthday that, while accurate, was getting the criticism that he was victimizing himself.
And it was supposed to be like a public joke where people went, oh, he's Review Tech Canada for a day or whatever on his YouTube channel. I changed it literally for like 20 hours. My first stream was called I'm Fired on My Birthday, which is what technically happened. You know, and it was a joke.
In the overall picture, it did not matter because Rich was far more aggressive and a dam was beginning to leak. As Rich previously brought forward all reasons why Jay should be disliked, users were finding more and more reasons why Rich should be felled. This was becoming a rabbit hole as one event was hooked to another, and slowly his controversial history was being dug up, like this podcast that he did with Jay.
How many times did he bring up people hate him? Yeah, during the streams. Constantly. He in the last, like, I'd say 6 months, if you go back, he was proud of the fact that people didn't like him. And when we would stream together, and this is something I never talked about, he had Ethan Ralph's ex-wife on the show, quote unquote.
This was an event that happened just 2 months ago in the period that Jay and Rich still streamed together, when the alleged ex-wife of a controversial creator was interviewed. Naturally, it was a troll that strung Rich along for nearly 30 minutes. The troll then linked the call to a different troll that Rich willingly accepted.
Did you ever see that time where because you kept mentioning the hard R before, did you ever see when he was talking about the hard R?
Yes.
It meant something different when he said it.
Yeah, was that the video you're talking about?
You know that hard R means, well, I don't want to say it, but.
Well, we said rape before.
Yeah, okay, so I can say it? Are you saying I can say it?
Yeah, you could say
You're giving me the pass. Hard R means.
The troll goes on to say the N-word, and Rich and Jay fully understand the situation they were in. More of these moments that make Rich a fool would come to light if he continued this crusade. And it seemed that Rich was fully committed to do so, as he announced he would be on the podcast Locale Live, but then walked it back soon after.
We're doing a video on my channel, and we're both going to be candid. We're going to be professional. We're going to be civil. No one's going to yell. Yeah, I'm not going to do the Locale podcast. This is better. Not going to go on there.
This video did not come, and the truce lasted only 4 days. It was this tweet of Jay's that possibly reignited the flame, stating that he was going to do an interview with Darkside Phil.
Alright, damn, Rich stressed out, which is BS. Cause cost him funny and whatnot. Let's see. I baited him into saying it, but I don't know. Shit's weird. It's not even baiting, cause like, I think I think when, because I thought it was retard. I keep on forgetting that the hard R keeps on meaning for hard ER when you say nigga, but you put ER behind that and remove the A. It's like, it's fine that Rich thought, like, oh, fucking whatchamacallit, oh, fucking, maybe he means rape or retard or something like that, but not nigger. It's crazy.
But it was going to be a positive one because he was sick of all the negativity.
Oh!
Rich sought to ruin
Because I'm standing up right now, that's why.
This opportunity by exposing the time Jay talked negatively about Phil. Rich then went on to tweet that Jay tried to extort him over the phone, but being that it wasn't recorded, there is no existing proof. Jay then responded to Rich, and this soon became back and forth. Rich stated that his channel would outperform Jay's a year from now, and Jay responded by saying that Rich has a clear advantage, while adding that he would not recommend working for Rich. This ended with Jay calling Rich a crazy ex, and also calling him by a nickname, Dickie. Just like the fake ex-wife Rich interviewed, this was also a nugget into Rich's humiliating history. Specifically, this old video of Rich talking about one of his prior jobs.
I know. I'm looking at it right now.
Where a strung-out coworker gave him a disparaging nickname.
He continues on and goes,
Look at that hardcore dab.
Even better. I'm gonna call you Dickers. You are Dickers!
Because of the resurfacing of this nickname, Dickers is what detractors of Rich would derisively refer to him as. In retaliation to Jay's tweet, Rich finally went on the Locale Live podcast where he breaks down the situation.
What I'm saying is, when I hear your point of view, I'm on your side. I would really like Jay to get here to hear Jay's point of view on this, but
I would love him here too.
Everything that I'm hearing, I have to side with Rich.
Though Keemstar points out that Jay was not present to deliver his point of view, he does side with Rich. And with Rich now feeling justified and victorious, he makes it abundantly clear that he is done with the Jay drama, even considering the times he said he was done before, to then only jump back in.
So this next
I am
about
going
to
to
be
say
crazy.
to people, please refer to this, whatever episode this is. That's it. Like, I don't want to talk about him anymore. I don't want to, like, I'm done. Like, yeah, I know I've went back and forth out of anger.
Rich also reveals a few details of this upcoming high-quality project that is supposed to set the tone for the future of his channel.
It's a retrospective on the industry and how it's fucked right now, and it's about 40 minutes long, and I, to the best of my ability, tried to make it like as close as I can.
Industry as in like YouTube or like industry? Like
gaming, how it's changed and how the industry right now is like in limbo, kind of like me. And it's fucked, and I kind of just go and I just went balls deep into it. So it's like 40 minutes long.
His description of this project was very broad,
dude,
but that wasn't what Rich was talking about now on his stream.
Dude, I was on the Locale podcast today. I put the final nail in Jay's fucking live streaming career. I'm feeling pretty good, actually.
Did somebody throw a gun at me?
No, it'll never be worked out. We will never be friends again.
Rich, still in this high, now challenges 8-Bit Eric.
I ruined one career. Let me ruin another one. You're trying to hurt my fucking career, so come on the show. Let's see if I can go 2 for 2 today.
8-Bit Eric responds the same day, confused at Rich's challenge.
You said sorry to me. You sent me an apology. Apology didn't mean jack, because look how you're acting. It's a cycle. You need help. All right?
Perhaps this is a mental.
Hold on, I just realized if you type in one word, oh god, if you type in a letter into my I just get pelted with random ass fucking things. I'm gonna leave that in. Deadass, I'm leaving that in. All right, let's continue this.
Lapse, though Rich doesn't seem to think so.
You're right. I have to admit, because that I'll be no better than I do need help. I have more issues now. I've always had issues, I'll admit it. I have more issues now, especially after the events that happen. And it does reflect in things.
The cherry on top was Rich's reason for feeling vindicated was his appearance on Locale Live. But that was not even uploaded officially to their channel.
I forgot the episode isn't up yet. A lot of you don't understand. I'm sorry.
There was at least a few days of silence. This could have ended here, but then Jay, on his live stream, received a donation from what appeared to be at first glance.
Yeah, this is fucked up. This is really fucked up. You don't do that to somebody's streams.
A random fan.
Hey, Jay. I love the show. and think you're doing a great job. However, I think it's disingenuous that you said that Rich copied your humor. Why lie?
Yeah, I didn't lie. I don't know about the part. I never said that Rich stole my humor. I said that Rich and I developed all the humor together.
Jay, suspicious about this donation, likely looked at the PayPal address, which confirmed his suspicions.
Are you kidding me? Okay. I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
Jay, in disbelief that Rich would do something this stupid, held off on informing his audience and streamed as usual until he was interrupted by another donation.
Why did you not go on a show with Rich when Rich went on the Loco podcast? He's awful. But if you had nothing to hide, why evade going on a stream with him? You went on a podcast. Wouldn't it be better to clear the air with him there?
And then another.
Oh, brother.
And another.
Maybe you won't come on a stream because you have a
Hey guys, if you have beef with somebody, don't do this shit. Do not do this shit. Please don't do this. Do not go into anybody's stream harassing them while giving them money at the same time. That shows that like you're really fucking petty, or that you don't give a fuck. You just want to just put them in that hot seat or whatnot. Just why, like, if I have beef with someone, you would never see me do this kind of shit. Like, mind you, I've said this time before. I said this on Discord. Everybody knows this happens, especially my friend group or whatnot. If there's any drama that involves me and somebody else or whatnot, I'm going to forget about it. Like, fucking, if I have issues with somebody, I'm going to not care, because in the end of the day, what's going to happen is I'm going to fall asleep and forget about all this shit. Like, I don't understand why people hold grudges and drama and shit like that. Like, mind you, if it's somebody who's constantly talking shit or whatnot, I'm not going to care. Even like, I'm that kind of person like, hey, why don't you tell them from your face? Somebody tells me they have an issue or whatnot, I'll be like, okay, and just squash it right there or whatnot. But like, if they just hate me just because without any like evidence or anything like that, I'm still gonna be like, okay, and just keep moving on, because this internet drama shit is the most stupidest shit ever. And it's fucked up too, because that would get a shit ton of more views or whatnot, just reacting to drama, or like going and fucking doing dramatic shit for clout and all that shit like that. This is why drama farming is a weird ass clout demon. And hell, people call me a drama farmer because I'm reacting to this right now.
Lot too high.
I'm not gonna say it, but I'm just gonna stop it there.
Oh man. White Lando says, I wonder who that actually is. And somebody else says, people have no life. Anyways.
This was brought to the attention of Rich, who then openly admitted those came from him.
If I wanted to, you know, say something, I wanted to be a sexy lady. Enjoy the money, Jay. That's all you got to worry about.
This was all happening while Rich was killing his channel. He had very few allies, and even the local podcast that he thought vindicated him were not so supportive.
Dude, his show is garbage. So I'll click on it every once in a while to see what's going on, right? And every time I'm on there, he's playing with his boobs, and he's got chickens, and he's making gay jokes. Like, I'm gonna fuck my editor. Like, I'm gonna fuck you in the ass, and it's gonna feel... It's like, what? What is going on?
For the 5th month in a row, his views were on a fast decline.
Right?
What was meant to bring them up was his high-quality video that he had been promoting for several months now. It was unfortunate it released on April 1st. These are the first 14 seconds of the video with absolutely no alteration made.
Yeah, so this is supposed to be a 40-minute video, right? I don't like new Twitch mobile. Yeah, I don't like it either. So, Zero, did you know the only way you can see your messages or your fucking menu bar is to click on clips and you get everything that you're supposed to see, thus fucking negating the live stream bar? Because like when you open it, it just goes straight to the live stream and that's it, and that shit's fucking annoying. Let me go to my options, shit like that. Yeah, how you go to your menu or whatnot, you go to clips and you just show like your stuff at the bottom or whatnot. It's just weird. Like Twitch really needs to fix that shit, dead ass. Like that shit's annoying, even for me, cause like the app doesn't show you when you're live, it shows when other people are live, right? And that's it. Then you have nowhere to click except for the clips button where you're gonna fucking see your menu and shit like that. Give us a drop down, Twitch. Give us a drop down, or keep our menu under where the stream is at. Don't give us the full fucking stream and not make us able to fucking navigate. Fuck this. Put it back. It didn't need to change. Bro, I just went on clips and it took me to another live stream. Really? No, so hold on. Cause I have the app open right now on my phone, but my phone's off. Wow. So yeah, let's do this real quick. Open the Twitch app. So yeah, you switch to clips and it should show you home, browser, your streaming, activity, and profile at the bottom.
Ban Amber Heard's third, please.
Try to relax your anus.
It's time to talk about my man history.
Try to relax your anus. It's crazy. I want that as a sound bit now.
This nearly 40-minute long video that was his gaming retrospective was a phenomenally terrible video. It is presented as Rich's retrospective, but Rich was not anyone prominent in the gaming environment nor introspective, so for him to select himself as the porthole already severely limits interest and relatability as it makes it largely about himself. On that note, it is full of inside jokes and clips that even when understood, do nothing but interrupt the video. The pacing is also entirely off. Instead of an intro or hook, it opens with a disorienting mess of sound effects and commercials. His tone throughout was unconfident and confused. It also has detractive full-length ads of the products he was talking about, not to mention his own cutaways.
Oh yeah.
Yo, slapping yourself with a dildo is crazy. Hey yo. Yeah, take that dick.
The comments were all criticizing this work. Quote, I had to make sure I wasn't signed to Netflix. This man hyped up this video saying it would be 40 minutes long, and most of it is just trailers to make a 5-minute video longer.
Nah,
I think this video was way overhyped. I thought we were going to get an actual video essay with a solid script and good editing. This only feels like a regular RTU rambling video, but longer and some random clips.
It looks like a purple dildo.
Rich's video, his tone through my man do nothing but interrupt the video. The pacing is also entirely off. Instead of an intro or hook, it opens with a disorienting mess of sound effects and commercials. His tone throughout was unconfident and confused. It also has detractive full-length ads of the products he was talking about, not to mention his own cutaways.
Oh yeah.
Maybe it is a cucumber. I don't know, fam. Shit's.
The comments were all criticizing
If it was in
this
color,
work.
maybe.
Quote, I had to make sure I wasn't signed to Netflix. This man hyped up this video saying it would be 40 minutes long, and most of it is just trailers to make a 5-minute video longer. I think this video was way overhyped.
I'm just gonna be like, yeah,
I thought we were gonna
dildo.
get an actual video essay with a solid script and good editing. This only feels like a regular RTU rambling video, but longer and some random clips.
I did that already.
Unquote. Rich's video was not entirely without value. It still provided a decent amount of entertainment, just not in the way he anticipated.
Read this one, man. That's a great one.
I can see why you had an editor before, because this is a rough cut at best. And honestly,
I know he really likes cucumbers with quantum.
That was from the Kino Casino live stream, segments of which are uploaded to their Clips channel on YouTube. As Rich's channel was dying, his own videos were fighting a losing battle against various channels tearing him down. Searching Review Tech USA now will return some of his videos, but mostly the Kino Casino clips and Snort Hogan's own videos.
I'm gonna call you Dickers. You!
Call this my Dickers?
You get called Dickers every day at work. You're Dickers. Imagine telling this story of when you got pressed.
The dam finally broke all at once. The Kino Casino was resurfacing the Big Cheese drama, Rich's doxing, the new egg fiasco, the times his mother interrupted his stream, theories about his weight loss, his falling out with Jay, all of his history and more, like his dating profile, even looking into when his Discord server had an NSFW section and a user uploaded imagery that wasn't taken down.
He shows, hey, like 4 years ago, the mods were added about this and they swept up the lolicon. And he asks, why did you keep lolly on your public channel?
Yeah, that was weird. Like, this is my second time hearing it again. That's weird.
Rich for years.
Additionally, there was this video of Rich shouting in a mall to win an online spat.
All right, everybody, I'm spreading the breaking news that the quartering is a giant pussy in public. So here we go. Here we go. Hello, everybody. I have breaking news. The quartering is a giant pussy. Thank you. That's all.
The Kino Casino was covering Rich's history and watching his live streams heavily during the month of April. As it turned out, Rich was watching them as well.
Oh, wait.
So was he...
Did he have it open by accident?
I think he had it open by accident and then our stream started playing.
No way.
Like our pre-stream.
That is her. He had her stream open, bro. You're right.
I wonder what the context of that is. That means, like, did he say that I don't watch these guys, or does he watch them?
The importance of this catch was that both Rich's stream and the Kino Casinos were live simultaneously. The Kino Casino dug up some minor drama and titled their stream Review Tech USA Exposed. Rich, likely seeing this, decided to address what he thought the drama was. A miscalculation that opened up a can of worms no one knew about but him.
All of a sudden, I'm looking in Dropbox, and if you have the Dropbox app, for those of you who are familiar, you see like the recent, whether it be apps or files.
Let's see. I can't imagine doing this. I have anxiety, but just speaking on someone sometimes in public, let everyone yell like that, and shit. Probably that he doesn't deserve it when it does. Yeah, no, I would do the shit like yelling inside of a mall or whatnot, but like I want to get tackled by security thinking I might have a gun because I'm black. So yeah. But like that has to be some. This is just getting to the point where it's just pettiness after a point, man.
That you've been using, and I'm like, why the f am I seeing pictures of my ex's other kids?
What Rich just admitted was that his Dropbox was recently hacked. The hack was of Canadian origin. Within that Dropbox were images of his ex's kids in bikinis, but it was set up in that way because they all had a shared account. Rich verifies the story by calling who he claims to be his ex-wife.
Quick question for you. As you're sleeping, those pictures in my Dropbox, why are they there?
Because my kids used to upload their phones to our Dropbox.
Before they sold them, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Before they traded them back in.
Okay, that's all. Go back to sleep.
As these streams are going on, suddenly the pieces are falling into place as to why Rich decided to come forward with the existence of these photos.
We had Rich exposed.
What the fuck? Why would you?
Literally
a little bit. Hold on.
Right.
The importance of this catch was that both Rich's stream and the Kino Casinos were live simultaneously. The Kino Casino dug up some minor drama and titled their stream Review Tech USA Exposed. Rich, likely seeing this, decided to address what he thought the drama was. A miscalculation that opened up a can of worms no one knew about but him.
All of a sudden, I'm looking in Dropbox, and if you have the Dropbox app, for those of you who are familiar, you see like the recent, whether it be apps or files that you've been using, and I'm like, why the f am I seeing pictures of my ex's other kids?
What Rich just admitted was that his Dropbox was recently hacked. The hack was of Canadian origin. Within that Dropbox were images of his ex's kids in bikinis, but it was set up in that way because they all had a shared account. Rich verifies the story by calling who he claims to be his ex-wife.
Quick question for you. as you're
Yes.
as you're sleeping. Those pictures in my Dropbox. Why are they there?
Because my kids used to upload their phones to our Dropbox.
Before they sold them, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Before they trade them back in.
Okay, that's all. Go back to sleep.
As these streams are going on, suddenly the pieces are falling into
That is so fucking weird. It's so fucking weird. You're right. It's so fucking weird. Welcome back, Zero.
place as to why Rich decided to come forward with the existence of these photos.
We had Rich exposed literally about something completely different, and he thought he was hacked. He was using a VPN that had Saint Sue Marie apparently or some shit on the VPN, and he thought we went through his Dropbox.
How stupid is this guy?
I don't know.
There were many theories crafted that were not generous in explaining why those photos were on there. The facts are that in May 2024, Review Tech was at its lowest point in over 10 years. It is a dead channel. This is not drawn from its...
I don't know. He has like 1.2 million subscribers. So like...
decline or speculation of its future. Review Tech USA is a dead channel because on May 21st, 2024, Rich posted this goodbye video.
I'm over...
Even though there's like 4 more videos.
what at least Review Tech USA was. I did this for over a decade. Over a decade. I got to sit in front of a camera and be an idiot for a living.
Rich in this video also explained he had some personal, possibly family-related things he was dealing with last month. As for his channel, he reiterates that he is tired of the...
Let's see. He could have been more... let's see... I don't think he's that stupid. I honestly think he's doing it for just to himself. Yeah, either for drama or attention or entertainment. I think it's the attention.
news and is giving up on it. Bob will post every now and then if something catches his interest. His efforts going forward will be in live streaming and his music production. But it was not even an entire 24 hours later that he posted another news video. Here he excuses his immediate comeback as a contractual obligation for a sponsor. None of the top comments are discussing the subject of the video, but rather Rich's short-lived goodbye. This is not the first time this happened. Even barring all the videos Rich has made, stating that he is seeking to make a different form of content, in 2022, in response to YouTube's inaction of Quantum TV, Rich tweeted he is, quote, officially retiring from making conventional videos on Review Tech USA. YouTube has made it abundantly clear that my kind of content either has to be heavily censored or is no longer welcome on the platform, unquote. This did not last and he returned. And as of June 2024, Rich and Jay had made up once again. Review Tech USA is hovering...
Okay, that's good that they made up, but damn, bro.
...around 300,000 views for the past 30 days. It has been abandoned. Though Rich can still be found on his streaming channel RTU Streams, where he streams intoxicated. Like all creators that stream, his audience is drawn closer to him, therefore increasing the interactions between him and his building detractor base. Everything in the past 10 years has been building up to this moment. From Rich's controversial past that serves as a base for the hate, to the killing of his channel which provides discovery to detractor channels, and the tragedies in his personal life that have skyrocketed his anxiety, which has him responding both impulsively and angrily. Rich has now completed his transition. Not to how he wanted to see himself as a respected content creator that creates long-form passion projects that are beloved, but as the laughingstock that constantly shifts in his intentions, how he views his relationships, and how he sees his future, that is hard to see as anything but grim.
Yeah, man, GG's, bro. Fucking yikes, fam. That's really fucked that you had, like, because it seems like every single locale starts off with a promising start and everything like that. It's just them just falling down, and just keep going without having any self-awareness of how far they fell down. Now, it looks like there was a gap between 2018 all the way to 2023. I really want to give him the benefit of the doubt. I don't know. The way this video was edited took me on a perspective of him being desperate. All right, I'm going to catch you later. I'm going to head out. All right, Zero. Yeah, it does feel like he's being desperate, but, like, why would you be desperate if you have over 1 million views? Like, you got your golden play button, bro. Like, you should be set, especially given how your content has been out there since 2011. you should not be doing shit like this. Now, mind you, if the trolls are getting to you, fine. Trolls will be trolls, right? Like, trolls are just like random ass, boring ass internet bullies, right? That don't know how to do unique things. Like, I can say that because I troll sometimes. But like, I just find it weird that like it gets to this point and then fucking he just fall from grace or whatnot. Now he can still probably come back, but I'm not sure after this doc. Cause even though June the King archived this before he struck down. Hold on. Cause I made a post on here. Let's see, Justice for Big Cheese. In the immortal words of Rich from Tech USA, skibbity bop ducky bop boom. Let's see. Yeah, man, I don't think Rich is gonna take this down, but like, I am gonna say I'm in before this. But no, I watched this on stream. I think I watched this on stream. I watched this on my own. But let's see. He did Boogie. He did Nostalgia Critic. Tabuxus, Toby Turner. He's still doing stuff. Amy Ross is still doing stuff. Let's see. Keemstar is still doing stuff. This needs an update. Deadass. This 100% needs an update. Yeah, he went from doing rises and falls into doing like drama content from like RuneScape. I wonder if people still go onto these. They got low views or whatnot. It seemed like him. He started doing a bunch of my what's I'm calling Fortnite videos. That's a Fortnite video. Rise and Fall. Oh, that's where he started getting like a boost when he started doing Rise and Falls and stuff like that. Then he went back to doing fucking RuneScape, right into doing this, and he got his first million views with this video right here. That's crazy. And it's Ice Poseidon. Da 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 da. Then he got his 2 million on Boogie, which needs to be fucking updated. Holy shit, a bunch of shit happened with Boogie with this. But nah, fam. I want to see other people's reaction to this. Copy. Okay, so it was a cucumber. Ew, why is it a cucumber? Recently uploaded. Unwatched. Yeah, Zero called it. No, he's right. 18 hours ago. Already lying about June the King about his documentary on him. That was 2 years ago. I do want to see this though. I want to see who got fired. But no, go to Kino Casino. Kino Casino. Damn, they're like our shit or whatnot. But no, yeah, man, that shit's fucking crazy, bro. Let's do this real quick. That to the side. As we were watching this, I was also playing a game called Pokerogue in the background. That's why you heard me siphon like a shit ton. But no, dude, Review Tech just needs to like take 3 steps back and reassess what the fuck's going on with his life, cause that's crazy, bro. Let's see, the worst YouTubers destroyed by Penguin Zero.
At this point, I feel like he was sent in here by Nicholas Diorio, who gave him the suggestion that I need to hire Tommy just to destroy the show from the inside out. Like, where is the fucking what is the?
Hey, Boogie, why do you pretend like you're the boss now as soon as Keem leaves the stream?
Someone had to be. And that's,
yeah, but why you, bro? You're the 1 HP groveler, bro. Can you just get the editor to come on here and click the live button so none of you guys have to think?
Yeah, good idea.
Get the only person who's under the age of 30 to run the stream.
Get Nick out of here and let Jordy read these donations so we get out of here.
All right, peace out, buddy. A lot has happened since we were last live. Statistically, it appears that Smaggle should win the vote. I mean,
hour. No, I'm not watching this.
Let's call.
I need to find short clips of this drama that's out right now. But no, matter of fact, do I have any other videos we can kind of like talk about and react to while we're doing all this? Or streaming? Okay, I think I reacted to this already. No, I didn't. All right. We're just gonna have this in the background while we talk or whatnot.
The dark side of YouTube. A place that I probably frequent far too often for my own good.
We as people put like all this stuff and show all our feelings on the internet and whatnot just to get like pulled down and shit like that by others and all that other shit and whatnot, right?
In these haunting corners, I often find myself stumbling upon one-off videos whose origins are both deeply disturbing and entirely mysterious.
Is that a school? This is like a school.
And today we'll be deep diving into 3 in particular that have proven to be just a few of YouTube's darkest videos. Space exploration. At its most successful, we have produced some of mankind's greatest accomplishments.
It's one small step for man.
But with these inspiring victories came tragic failures.
Challenger, go with throttle up.
Boom! All of them gone.
There's little room for error when attempting to visit space, and oftentimes the failures are catastrophic, to the point where they can't be hidden from the public eye. But oddly enough, perhaps one of the greatest disasters in the great pursuit of space is likely one that many of you haven't heard of. And that's because in large part, it may have been covered up. It happened back in February 1996 at the Xichang Satellite Launch Center in China. There, an American company named Space Systems, in collaboration with Chinese scientists, had built a telecommunications satellite that was set to take off on the 15th of the month, with China having built and produced the rocket itself. The satellite would be known as Intelsat 708, and was set to orbit Earth for 15 long years, an estimated lifespan that would turn out to be far too generous, as in actuality, its trip would only last a mere 15 seconds.
15 seconds?
On the 15th of February 1996, the Seattle Times would publish an article titled, "China Rocket Crashes to Earth, Fatalities Reported in Space Program Setback." The story went on to read, the newly developed Long March 3B rocket carrying the Intelsat Inc. satellite veered towards the ground and exploded moments after liftoff at 3:01 a.m. Hong Kong radio said 4 people were killed and dozens were injured in the explosion, but Shang
Fucking yikes, I want to see a video of this now. That's horrible.
Louis, a spokeswoman, to 1,000 pounds aerospace imagined, however, as the rocket was said to weigh roughly 900,000 pounds and would have produced a violent explosion. But the early conflicting reports in the death toll were initially a promising sign, as the one official source had claimed that there were no fatalities. However, this number would later be changed after investigation, as Chinese officials reported that, in the end, 6 people had died as the result of the satellite's crash, along with a whopping 57 others having suffered minor injuries. In the grand scheme of things, it was a tragic event, but with the information presented by the government, it seemed safe to say that things could have gone a lot worse, and that's because they likely did. When on site, the group of Americans would wind up filming the entire event in a recording that has now found a home on YouTube. And thanks to this video, we have a visual of just how horrific the incident truly was.
Oh, it veers off instantly! Oh no! You know, it sounds weird. The sound effects that are in the background, just like random, like random Asian dialogue, just yelling in the background, just makes this feel more like a horror film. I mean, a horror. What's some call it?
It's a devastating explosion, and one that created such a powerful shockwave that all the glass in the surrounding area had shattered.
Of
something
course.
that can actually be heard moments after the crash. And this isn't the only angle shown in the video either, as someone in a nearby town had been recording as well.
Oh, there's more footage?
This angle shows the rocket striking incredibly close to where the person was filming, but what it failed to show is that not only had this rocket crashed, but it had crashed directly in the center of what is believed to be Maylin Village, an area that was said to be home to well over 1,000 civilians. Seeing the massive explosion and knowing it happened right in the middle of a populated village leaves one to imagine how only 6 people had lost their lives, and things only
Ain't no goddamn 6 people that lost their fucking lives, bro. Ain't no goddamn way. Ain't no goddamn way. Unless that village was evacuated, like, in an instant, there's no way.
get more suspicious as the video shows the destruction up close the following day.
Nah, motherfuckers are dead, fam. 4 people.
It's hard to put into words the level of ruin that this village was in following the crash. Buildings everywhere were not just damaged, but decimated, reduced to nothing but rubble. And it wasn't in a centralized location either, as the damage was spread out everywhere, making it unlikely that many would survive the ordeal had they been in the immediate area. Which begs that question, how had more people not died? This question has prompted many to wonder whether or not China had covered up the official number of casualties in an attempt to not lose all credibility in their space program. A theory that is further brought into question by the fact that reporters were quickly taken away from the site, only to see dozens of ambulances, as well as flatbed trucks that some claimed were used to load the dead. Trucks that had gotten to the scene well before the Americans recording the ordeal were able to, which would have provided them ample time to remove any bodies from the area. However,
you know what's so funny about cover-ups? China is so fucking efficient. Like, dead ass. They are really fucking efficient to get all that shit out of there and like post what they want to show on whatchamacallit. I think America does that too, but Americans are much more lazier and much more like fucking reason to like put that shit out there so people could know. But in China, places like China, nah, fuck that. Cover up everything. Everything went fine. That's crazy.
Despite the video emerging and all the questions put forth, the official death toll has never been changed by Chinese officials. Yet in the United States, experts have given their own estimates of the sheer magnitude of the catastrophe, as it's widely believed that anywhere from 200 to 500 people had perished as a result of the faulty satellite launch. with some experts even suggesting that the number is even higher. And just watching this infamous video, it's not hard to understand why, but unfortunately it's likely we'll never know how many people died that day, as Chinese officials have held firm on their death toll, claiming the area had actually been evacuated before impact, though this claim is heavily disputed to this day. And it's made even more difficult to find answers, as the village itself that's shown within this
bullshit, bro. For real? Word? In 15 seconds? Word?
Video technically doesn't even exist. According to a handful of first-hand accounts, after the incident, this entire village had simply vanished, with there being, quote, virtually no trace of it having ever existed. In the end, we're left with countless unanswered questions, and this one chilling YouTube video of what may very well be the most devastating space-related disaster of all time, as it's likely we'll never see anything of this magnitude again. Or so I thought.
There's another video? Oh shit, what was that? January 2018? Oh, it's a plane. Yeah, that hit somebody's house. Oh, that definitely hit somebody's house. Jeez. These are recent. Holy shit.
The following were all videos that have surfaced here on YouTube from China, showcasing other rocket launch failures that, again, have decimated more towns. And these disasters have taken place very recently, with most having gone unreported on by Chinese officials. And had it not been for these YouTube videos, we would likely have no idea that these disasters had even happened. It's very clear that China has been covering up many of these devastating failures, with it all likely having started back with Intelsat 708. So though for now this may likely be the most devastating space launch failure ever, it may not hold this title forever.
That's crazy. What is this?
Our next video takes us to Bosnia, which is home to some of the most famous and highest bridge diving competitions in the world. And though these events may seem reckless and risky, in actuality they are a commonplace, with TV networks even airing the competitions live with little fear of capturing tragedy on live TV. And on August 7th, 2016, one of these televised events would go live as divers jumped from a 65-foot bridge in the river Drina. One of the top competitors entering the day was Andre Bu, a gold medalist diver with thousands of dives under his belt. And though the water was said to be a little chilly that day, conditions were otherwise perfect for the event, as Andre prepared to show off his skill to the crowd. And from the moment he leapt off that platform, he appeared to be in top form, hitting the water with his usual grace. Yet another stellar dive by the champion. Only this time, things would quickly go wrong.
Hey, good dive, but... Oh!
Andre can be seen on camera for a moment resurfacing from his dive, but almost immediately things go awry as his head submerges back under the water, disappearing into the murky depths. Soon after, we can see one of his arms briefly break the surface before going under again, this time disappearing completely. Luckily, there was a rescue crew waiting on standby for a moment just like this, as they drove their boats over to the struggling swimmer.
Yeah, that's great. I hope he didn't... Ooh. Ooh, that's scary.
But despite the large number of emergency staff, they all seemed hesitant to jump in the water, and it takes Andre's head resurfacing once again for the first lifeguard to enter the water. However, at this point, he was already gone. Andre, the championship diver, a man who has done countless other dives just like this, had vanished, and vanished to the point where emergency crews would eventually be called off. His lifeless body would be found days later down the river.
Days later, wow. Okay, let's continue.
August 11th, having suffered from multiple fractures as well as typical decay. The video would soon be posted to YouTube and picked up steam on local and worldwide news outlets, with many wondering what could have happened to make this otherwise masterful diver lose his life on such a routine day, especially given that there seemed to be nothing in his near-perfect dive that would indicate a risk of injury upon hitting the water. And even if it hadn't been perfect, the large number of emergency staff should have been enough to prevent a tragedy like this. But despite them being on scene within seconds, not only was he not rescued, but his body would go missing for days. Despite the video being viewed over 1 million times, there still seems to be no concrete and accepted cause of death, which has caused several theories to pop up as to what may have actually happened that day. Some theorize that the cold temperature of the water had sent his body into shock, a note that is given some validity, as the emergency crew on hand would later give an excuse for not entering the water in a timely manner by saying that the water was, quote, too cold, a jarring claim given that they were paid professionals, hired specifically to rescue helpless swimmers, yet they were deterred by cold water. But this shock theory doesn't fully add up, as multiple divers had already participated up until this point, and none had faced any issues whatsoever. And if the water was truly that cold, one would imagine that they would have just canceled the event altogether.
Bro, fucking those rescue guys should have just been in there a lot more faster than what it was, bro. Like, them hesitating like that was killed them. Oh, what killed him.
As again, these were legitimate, professionally run events. Now, perhaps the darkest theory put forth is that Andre was dragged below the surface by something in the water. This may sound ridiculous at first, but the River Drina is known to be inhabited by a species of fish called the Wells catfish. And these catfish are remarkably large, as they can reach sizes of over 9 feet long, with the heaviest ever being caught weighing in at a staggering 330 pounds. And they are said to be extremely hostile, especially during mating season when males are guarding their nests. And coincidentally, the competition had taken place right at the end of their typical mating season. So it's entirely possible that when Andre jumped in the water, he landed in the vicinity of one of these protective fish, who would have then instinctively attacked, dragging him under the water and leaving him unable to swim back to the surface. This would explain why he seems to almost be sucked under the water, even looking behind him as if he noticed it coming towards him, as well as why the emergency response team was so hesitant to jump in after him. Plus, it would account for how his body had disappeared so quickly, and how they were unable to locate it until days after, with multiple fractures. And given the lack of protruding teeth that these fish have, the injuries that it would have left behind would be more akin to bruising and fractures, which were injuries that were supposedly prevalent on his body. And these facts are far from the only evidence to point to this cause of death, with the most damning coming from the video itself. When watching the clip, right as we see Andre's arm surface for the final time, we can see what appears to be a fin breaking the surface just feet away from him. Many have speculated that this could be the tail fin of a giant Wells catfish, as it appears to be completely synchronized with Andre going under the water for the final time, leaving this as a very legitimate theory. But along with this, another major theory has been put forth, and that is the idea that Andre had suffered a broken vertebrae upon entering the water. The news site Telegraph actually reported this as the official autopsy's cause of death, but the validity of this claim is shaky, as it offers no citations, as well as being the only news site to report this information, despite universal coverage of the case. But we do know that his body did have multiple fractures when it was found, though the location of it has yet to be confirmed. And with that being said, a broken vertebrae is a risk for any diver, and it would have limited him from being able to keep his head above water, even as a experienced professional. But as mentioned previously, nothing seemed off in his diving form, and had he actually suffered from vertebrae fractures once hitting the water, he likely would have lost all feelings in his limbs, rendering him unable to move. Yet he was able to hold his head above water and move his arms during the ordeal, so either they had fractured a specific way that was potentially made worse when he started to move, causing him to go limp, or this theory is a dead end. Whatever the case may be, the event and the subsequent video footage remains a chilling mystery. Andre's family has since sued the response team for negligence, and while there's no way to—
Yeah, sue these motherfuckers. I think it does. I'm gonna have to fix that. I don't know why it does. It's still funny though. I'm gonna leave it there, but like, I may have to fix it a little bit to where it's not just every single letter or whatnot. I don't mind hearing. That means people are in chat, but like,
be sure, it's more than likely that a faster response time would have at the very least recovered his body in a timely manner and given the family and the world of diving answers and some much needed closure. But whereas Andre and his family likely would have never guessed his life would end that day, our final video showcases a subject that may be alluding to her own impending fate.
This is Oh In Hai, a 36-year-old Korean actress turned beauty YouTuber, a beloved and at times controversial celebrity from South Korea. And the video you're watching now follows the typical mold of many others across her channel, as she frequently shared beauty tips in the form of vlogs. However, this video came with a twist, due to the fact that it would prove to be the last she'd ever post, as just 2 days upon going live, she would be dead, leaving behind a grieving family, thousands of heartbroken fans, and what some would claim to be a cryptic set of clues. It was the night of September 13th, 2020, when a friend of Oh In Hai checked in on the actress, only to find her unconscious in her home. Medical personnel were called, but by the time they reached the hospital, she had no pulse. And despite having been revived for a short period of time, she would sadly pass away on the morning of September 14th. The investigation that followed was a quick one, and equally as vague, with officials hastily stating that the actress had taken her own life, something that would be confirmed via autopsy the following day, with her official cause of death being cardiac arrest from a suicide attempt. Although details from this autopsy would never be released, and no further context was provided, leading to the story being forgotten, as many have accepted In Hai's death as an open and shut case. However, despite the autopsy being released, online speculation had only just begun, as internet sleuths began to notice a number of oddities, especially in regards to her social media use in the days leading to her death. And it all seemed to begin with that final video titled In Hai's Nightly Routine Skincare. The video itself was labeled as Volume 48, something she did chronologically with every video she uploaded. But strangely, In Hai had made an error with this final video, as her previous upload was 45, so naturally this video would have been volume 46 instead of 48. A rather minor detail to nitpick, but it gets even stranger from here. As the video plays, things take a sudden turn as a jarring glitch unfolds on the screen, a glitch that begins 48 seconds in and ends at the 1 minute and 46 second mark.
즉흥적으로 해보려고 카메라를 켰습니다. 아 시원해. 아직 머리도 안 말렸는데 진짜
Oh, that's creepy.
리얼로 보여주려고 정말 평소에 쓰는 나이트 케어가 어떻게 되는지 순서도 지금 즉흥적으로 제일 첫
Oh, that's so creepy.
Over and over and over again. And even more strangely, despite the audio track being consistent throughout this strange glitch, around the 92-second mark, you can hear what appears to be another voice come in.
아시죠?
It seems unnaturally high-pitched, and clearly was not part of the original audio track. According to multiple reports online, this unexplained voice supposedly says something that roughly translates to, "I'm going to die," though some have countered this claim, stating that this translation was a reach. Around the 103rd second mark, another unnatural voice can also be heard, though to my knowledge, a direct translation hasn't been found. And immediately following the strange soundbite, the video begins to play normally, as if nothing happened. It's an error that lasts no more than a minute, yet the clock in the background of the video skips forward 3 to 4 minutes, potentially casting doubt on the idea that this could be an error within the video file itself. All in all, this entire section of the video is off-putting, and Inhai herself even addresses this by adding, "Please skip over the buffering part," in parentheses at the end of her title. Despite the clarification, it's hard to ignore the movements she makes during this. I mean, she's repeatedly chopping at her neck for a whole minute, and couple this with the supposed disembodied voice seemingly saying, "I'm going to die." Something about this video just wasn't adding up, as after all, looking through her channel, every one of her other videos are cleanly edited and filmed in a professional manner, and going through her catalog reveals no major editing flaws. Yet this minute-long error in the beginning of a video made the final cut? Something seems very off here, especially given the fact that just 48 hours later, Owen Hai would be dead. And though this may just be a coincidental glitch, I struggle to believe that an error like that could cause these strange voices, especially when those voices are pitched differently and that one might be saying, "I'm going to die." But if it wasn't a buffering error, then that means it would have been done intentionally, which is incredibly important to note given that Owen Hai was her own video editor for this particular video. She had sole control over its production, meaning she would have been the one to orchestrate this, which leaves the big question, why? Well, many have pointed to the idea that Owen Hai was alluding to her own death within this video, as just 48 hours later she would be found without a pulse. A time that is noteworthy, considering she had mistakenly numbered her video as 48, despite it really being the 46th upload, along with the glitch itself beginning at the 48-second mark. And to add even more to the coincidence of this number, in her video prior to her last, she added these subtitles which feature the numbers 4 and 8 shown over and over again, which in the context of the video did actually translate to a relevant joke. However, it's strange regardless. That would make one question whether she used the number 48 to symbolize her impending death, especially given the movement of her comb and the morbid voiceover. And the theories don't stop from there, as there were even those who thought that this wasn't a clue to her impending suicide, but rather it was a hint at her impending murder. This theory stems from her last Instagram post, uploaded on the night of her death, that simply featured a photo of a flower, but the caption is what interests most, as it translated to, "I guess everyone is seeing this, even the person who said I'm just a body," implying a piece of meat, and saying it's not the wording that he can even use till the end. "I think I have to expose you because of that one phrase. I didn't want to believe anything else that came out of that mouth." Tagged in the post was a prominent lawyer and frequent social media user named Hu Wang, a man who, even to this day, we're unsure of what his relationship was to Owen Hai. Much like the video she had posted in the days prior, this caption was extremely out of the ordinary for Owen Hai, as typically her posts were positive and cheerful. And after an hour of confused fans questioning her, Owen Hai would delete the post altogether. Around this time, Wang would also delete all of his social media, having gone completely silent since. Quickly, it was speculated that Inhai was going to expose Wang for some type of misconduct, and in fear of losing his career, he went after her. This theory was backed up by testimony from Inhai's own family, who upon seeing Inhai in the hospital, noticed bruises all over her body, although this was likely a result of the hours of CPR that had been performed on her. Regardless of what the connection was, it is a bit odd that just one day after threatening to expose this popular lawyer, she was found unresponsive in her own home, and is again made more convincing given her final video, making it seem like she knew what would happen to her if she came forward against him. However, in actuality, Wang was never even considered a suspect by police, and it has never even been proven that the two knew each other, making it unlikely that he had any involvement in her death. And in actuality, It seems more likely that this final Instagram post, and even this final video, really just hinted at Inhai's declining mental health. Which brings us back to the idea that this video was made as a hint that she would take her own life. According to her own friends, Inhai had spent years in a deep depression that stemmed all the way back in 2011. That year, she became enthralled in controversy when she wore a revealing dress at a Korean award show. And though this may seem like a minor detail, this would actually lead to her eventual blacklisting from the Korean film industry.
She got blacklisted? Korea is so weird with the blacklisting and shit like that. Like, even just in media, like, in, like, fucking Western, because people are allowed to fucking change, but blacklisting somebody is kind of fucked up, especially how the way our Asian companies go about it.
As she would receive less and less roles until 2014, when she would cease appearing in films completely, becoming a universally hated person in the country she lived in. So it's understandable why she would have been in a very dark place mentally. And given the taboo nature of mental health in South Korea, she likely did not have resources for proper therapy or medication to help deal with these feelings. Something that could have escalated to her acting erratically, and maybe even sending out a cryptic call for help, with Wang potentially having said or did something that would prove to be the proverbial straw that broke the camel's back. Or at the end of the day, it could all just be a huge coincidence. As, after all, practically all the articles we could find on this case are far from reputable, and many of the strange details could, at the end of the day, be chalked up to as confirmation bias. Plus, we've seen many online claims that it's very likely the mysterious voices being heard were really just her voice sped up, for a comedic effect, to make some sort of sarcastic joke. A note that is easy to miss as a non-native speaker. Whatever the true meaning of this video is, it serves as a dark spot in the world of YouTube, with it having been mysteriously removed when speculation began to arise for
okay, that's weird.
Reasons that remain unknown, making it a cryptic yet fitting end to one of YouTube's darkest videos.
Oh my god, bro. Alright, I think that's it for me. I already watched the Tech USA video, and reacting to this video just made me feel sad. I think that's it for today. What? How long has this video been streaming? I'm probably gonna come back later tonight and stream, but like, don't wait up for me. Dead ass. But with that said, I'm gonna have to leave. That was way too depressing. Thanks for everybody for coming to the stream. Zero, thanks for popping in. Miss Payday, thanks for lurking. Kumatron, thanks you for hopping in and all that good stuff. But with that said, I'm gonna have to bounce. Deuces.